And we're in. Hi everybody. So I get to start things off here on the Stronghold as we begin a new campaign. Very excited. We have some business to take care of though first. I'm going to throw it over to Sir Tim. We're going to talk a little bit about 988.
Yes, thank you. So it is September. It's a big push right now for mental health and suicide awareness. So our charity, if you look up at that banner, you'll see that we're almost to the 1,500 mark, which we'll do a cool giveaway where I'll write a letter or something like that and get you some merch from the Stronghold crew. And if we ever meet up in GaryCon, we can bump chests and stuff like that. But 988 itself is a fantastic resource for anybody that's feeling blue or whatever. There are specialized counselors out there. They can get you at least the information and contacts that you need to get yourself out of a bad place, just in case John Bon Jovi isn't on the bridge with you. But
I saw that.
Yeah, wasn't that super sweet? Other than that, charity comes from the heart. So if you don't have the squanch to actually push the button and add to these folks, you can reach out to a friend via text or phone or passenger pigeon or whatever works for you, and just make sure that you have the time to not just say how are you today and then good and a thumbs up and an emoji, but you actually have the time to actually how are you, and then go just below wave tops a little bit and actually check somebody. And you know what, you can also, if there's an emergency, you can use 988 for them, or in a dire scenario, 911. So other than that, yeah, thank you all for watching. Back to you, Aaron.
Yay!
Over to you, Aaron.
So listen, and we also, Canadian Dice always sponsors our streams over on DM Jeremy. So we're bringing him here too, if you'd like. So if you'd like to go to CanadianDice.ca and check out some dice sets from Ryan over there, who is a dear friend, you can use the code OMRD for Old Men Rolling Dice, OMRD, and you'll get 15% discount off your entire order. With all of that business taken care of, I just want to say I'm really excited to be on the channel and running a campaign. It's a campaign that I've wanted to run for a very long time. It is a 3rd edition campaign that we've sort of brought forward to 5e, and we've grabbed some friends from all over the interwebs to play with us. Let's go through and we'll get everybody just to say hi. You can plug yourself any way you'd like, and maybe just let us know your character's name, what they are. Don't feel you have to give away anything about your character you don't want to. So, but give us sort of the elevator pitch of your character, maybe. How does that sound? The hammock stuff.
That's already canon.
Corvée, you are the first person on my left, so you get to go first. So tell us who you are and what you're playing.
Hello, I'm Corvée, or Emily, Most people know me by Emily.
I was going to call you M,
This,
but I didn't want to. I wasn't sure
hey,
how
that's
you
cool
wanted.
too.
Okay, cool.
Don't worry, this is how I normally do my makeup. It definitely doesn't have anything to do with my character, whose name is Lollipop Lime Wedge for no reason whatsoever. She's a deep gnome and a bard, and that's about all you need to know right now.
Is that about all we need to know? Do you have a friend in this campaign?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah.
My friend and parole officer.
Self-appointed.
Which is a great segue into who do we have?
Personal parole officer.
Would the parole officer please step
Not
forward?
your parole officer. I've just
gonna say that
arrested you the most times.
Probably how Lollipop refers to you, to be honest.
Probably. Knowing them, yeah. I'm Artemis. I'm the social media manager and content coordinator over on the Voctair. And Affy's personal assistant. I just kind of live there. And I'm playing Maya Thalir. She's a half-elf, and she works for the City Watch. And she's about 5 minutes old. It should be fun.
Excellent. Which leads us to our next adventurer, Mean Gene. Maybe does he go by Gene or like, because there are initials in here?
He goes by Gene. Yeah. So I mean, technically, the full thing is Guardian Echo number 11. But, it's Gene for short, because he doesn't even really know who he is. I know who I am.
Who are you?
Ruin Ortega. I'm Ruin Ortega. You usually call me Ruin. And I am from a podcast called Cantrips and Coffee, where we rate and review tabletop games. But we're a bit of a break right now, because life just got in the way and burnout is real. So we're taking a little bit of a break. Don't know when we'll be back. And in the meantime, Jeremy's picked me up for this campaign, and I'm super excited about it.
I like that you say I picked you up. I haven't picked anything up in years, but thank you.
Yeah, so Gene is a Warforged wizard who has he's not really sure what's going on. He was created by an orc and has been getting some mysterious dreams, and that's super weird because Warforged aren't supposed to dream. But everything is leading to Cauldron, and along the way he met Mikkel and Lons, and so they're all journeying together.
You're leaning into your character art's armpit.
Oh, I'm just over here.
You're
right,
good.
you told me
You're good. You're good.
Construction side, not lava lamp.
Listen, you made the guy like 8 feet tall, so
I made the adjustment. Well, let's keep on going down the line. Mikkel.
Hey.
Pickle. Schmickle.
Never gonna hear the end of that, am I? Hello, everybody. I'm Cedar the Barefoot. I'm Cedar the Barefoot here on Twitch, on Instagram, on TikTok, Facebook, all over the place. If there's a social media that I haven't got my grubby little gerblin hands on, let me know and I'll get my nasty little gerblin hands on it. Because obviously I need to taint it. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I raise money for the Trevor Project and a couple of other charities and such and so forth. Black Lives Matter and so on and so forth. I'll be playing Mikkel Scarpaden. He is a human fighter. Grew up in a village that is maybe 80% dwarves and 20% humans and whatever else and such and so forth. So his life is very influenced by dwarven culture. He's coming to Cauldron in search of a friend, and on the way there, he did meet Jean, and also Lana Lan.
Which brings us to perhaps the strangest character in the group, as he's stepped outside his comfort zone.
Yes. Very far outside. Cleric. Hey, I'm Sir Tim. I'm with the Stronghold crew and been rolling around with these guys for a while. I think I met most of them except for Ruin and Cedar at GaryCon, but we've played together for a long time. So we've had a good relationship with Old Men Rolling Dice and Voctair and those crew and Affy and all those guys. So a Stronghold D&D, we run 2 or 3 sessions a week. We're doing Storm King's Thunder on one side and 2 with the Greyhawk cruise, just trying to build a community of folks there. I'm playing a high elf cleric of Corellian. Corellian?
Yeah, Corellian.
Corellian. I'm not a very practiced.
That's
No,
okay.
he's going to be a very devout high elf who is a liaison from Ulick, right? I'm trying to Greyhawk. So he's been sent on one of his first ambassadorial trips to this area, and the backstory will unfold as we play, I'm sure. But yeah, he's a very stoic guy at first. Very Homelander meets Hayden Christensen.
Very comfortable in a hammock.
Yes.
There's rumors.
Yeah, away we go.
And I'm Jeremy, and I'm the DM, and you probably, I'm here for Storm King's Thunder every other Wednesday, and then this game will be running opposite Thursdays, every other Thursday. So it is a bi-weekly thing, and we'll start at 8:30 and we'll go to about 11:30. That's Eastern times. And if you want to check my stuff out, I'm at Old Man Rolling Dice on Instagram and Facebook, and yeah, that about does that. So all of our let's just jump right into it. Are we ready? Are we ready for that?
Yes, let's play D&D.
I'm ready. Artemis is chomping at the bit. Please,
and
for the love of God.
Although we are using Roll20, the players are welcome to use real dice, real honest to goodness dice.
The problem is, which set do I use?
And we are beginning in the city of Cauldron, which is in the world of Greyhawk. It's down just off a set of mountains known as the Hell Furnaces, which are very famous in D&D history. We are in a subtropical area with jungle surrounding the mountains here, and Cauldron is, an sort of inactive volcano, and the city has been built literally inside the caldera, if I get technical, and that is, for those that want smaller words like me, that is basically the volcano's bowl, but without lava in it. The lava is now gone, and there is water actually in the center of Cauldron. So let's add a little bit of mood sound here as we get into the city at night. Everyone has been here for at least a few days. Some of you longer, some of you live here. But everyone has been in Cauldron for enough time to sort of hear some rumors. So what I'm going to ask each player to do is roll a d20, and we're going to consult our rumor table, and we'll see what we know.
This music is sick, Jared. It's binaural.
Is it good?
Yeah. Like, I hear it coming from over here. I'm like, oh, it's playing over there by that fire.
Lollipop, what'd you get on your d20?
A 7.
A 7.
Which is, pretty fitting for
so,
how I roll.
Again, these are rumors. They may or may not be true. Lollipop, though, has heard recently that evil cultists are abducting people and sacrificing them to an evil god who has 2 heads and tentacles for arms.
Yeah, I wonder who that could be. Definitely no one I've ever heard of.
All of us do know, this is not new to everybody. People have been going missing from Cauldron. So maybe what you've heard is true. These cultists. How about who wants to go next? How about Maya? Maya, it's Maya, right?
Maya, yeah. I rolled a 1. Starting off strong, you guys. She's gonna roll like Keli.
So you have heard recently that a group of children have actually been taken from a local orphanage, and one of the children kidnapped from the orphanage is the bastard son of the Lord Mayor. Or so you've heard. Gene? 14. More giant snakes have been sighted near the village of Hollow Sky to the east of Cauldron. You've heard that the Yuan-ti of Shatterhorn must be back. Shatterhorn is a nearby mountain.
Shatterhorn is not in Cauldron.
No, it is not. No, it
Why
is not.
go there?
Mikkel, let's see what you've heard.
Roll a 3.
A 3. A secret guild of halfling rogues is responsible for the kidnappings and robberies. Or so you've heard. And last but not least, is it Lons? Am I pronouncing that right? Lons? Laness?
Lan. Yeah.
Lan? Lan?
Lan.
Lan.
Lan, let's see
Lan.
what you've heard.
6.
Coryston Pike, one of the kidnapped victims, feared for her life days before she vanished. Coryston Pike. And with that, we've all had our rumors now. We've heard a little bit. There'll be a chance to roll on the rumor table again, I'm sure, and we can learn more about maybe what's going on here. You're all in Cauldron, and you're all at an inn, which some of you are more familiar with than others. It's called the Morkoth, but not any kind of Morkoth. It's called the Drunken Morkoth Inn. A Morkoth is a terrible monster. Very frightening. Many legs and tentacles, and some say the drunken Morkoth lives in the waters beneath Cauldron in the center of the city. It's sort of like a Loch Ness monster. Like, everybody says they've seen it, but at the same time, nobody's necessarily really seen it. The Drunken Morkoth is quite a lively place where a lot of merchants and adventurers stay while they're within Cauldron's limits. And there are one of the sort of highlights of coming to the Drunken Morkoth is, of course, that there is a great deal of artwork spread out around the inn, depicting the dear Morkoth in rather embarrassing or ridiculous scenes and positions. Always with the Morkoth looking confused and drunk. And often in locations around the city that, like, they would have no way to get to, like atop the temple of Ouija. Oh, we're not using Ouijas, are we? I don't think we are using Ouijas. Atop the temple of Ouijas. Or maybe, in the bathhouses.
So it's like a Banksy?
A what?
A Banksy.
Okay.
The artist.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I met him once. Such an odd fellow.
So
Dwarvish.
I'm gonna say that Maya and Lollipop are having a drink together. Lollipop lives at the Drunken Morkoth. This is sort of like home base. And our three friends, Jean, Mikkel, and Lon, you guys have decided to sort of you became like road buddies on the way here. You've been here a couple days, you haven't seen one another. And you were like, maybe we should meet up for a drink in a couple days, and you're basically coming through on that promise to one another that you would meet for a drink. The windows of the Drunken Morkoth are wide open. You can see out into the streets. It is a relatively full house here tonight. There's lots of people gathered and whatnot, and a light rain has sort of begun to fall outside, which is very common for Cauldron at this time of year. It rains pretty regularly, especially in the early evening and the early morning. That's when the rains tend to come the most. So, as everyone's sitting and having a drink or two, the two groups don't know one another. What's Lollipop and Maya talking about? Maya, I'm gonna get it.
I think.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think I'm mostly listening to you and secretly sending messages to people that look drunk to like make them think that they're hearing things in there.
Like using your cantrip message?
Yeah.
What might be a message if I'm the drunk in the tavern? What might be the message that I receive?
Oh gosh. Something like, I know your wife saw you coming here. She's just outside. She'll be here any minute.
Your fly's down.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Perfect.
Oops,
You know,
Smelled a
Maya is just rattling on about her day, completely missing all of that Lolly's doing.
Okay.
Your conspiracy theories about who's behind the kidnappings, which you definitely shouldn't be
pretty
looking
much.
into because you're a parking cop.
Listen.
Yeah, what are you maybe talking about the kidnappings?
Yeah, probably like very like hush-hushed and like conspiratorially, like trying to figure out, you know, like, man, do you think maybe they'll let me look into it? Like, I know I just started there, but there's kids missing.
For sure. Oh my gosh. And you know what? You could tell them the thing that I heard, which is that there's some sort of strange cult that's sacrificing people to an evil god that has 2 heads and tentacle arms. Maybe it's related to the Morkoth.
Who told you that?
Just heard it around. You know.
And to put this into perspective,
I-
people have been going missing in Cauldron for almost 90 days.
So it's probably that.
Yeah, but I don't know if Garrick's gonna let me look into it. He doesn't really let me do much.
You could give him that as a lead. And then he'll let you.
Okay, but like the last time I gave him a lead, he just laughed at me.
And who is Garrick?
Garrick is the guy who looks after me on the force. He's the one who he works on the town watch, and he is sort of my like mentor.
He got the short of the
stuck
stick and
with
got
me.
the rookie.
He did.
Okay.
Who did he
got
piss off?
stuck with me.
Okay. Nice.
Is
Let's
he in here? By
No,
any
he's
chance?
not. No, he. Garrick would not come to some place like this. Maybe that's why Maya comes here, because she knows. Like,
That's possible.
maybe. What about? Let's go to the other table. So the three of you have sat down. You've ordered drinks, except for Jean, unless Jean.
No, Jean's just kind of like sitting like very stoic, like completely blocking out most of the human kind of like hubbub, you know?
And I will say that Jean, in fact, had another one of his dreams, which I think I sent to you in your info. That dream has that dream brought you here, but you've had that dream when you were in your recharge mode last night.
Okay, I'm just pulling it up. So that
And just like you hear that distant bell we just heard in the background, like maybe that's the bell at the the temple of Bahamut ringing out for evening mass.
I feel
Maya
like
groans loudly.
Jean is just like sitting there, not like looking at anybody, almost like he's in Sentry's Rest, but like they would know by now that his eyes are still very much active. And all of a sudden he just cuts the silence at their table and is just like, snakes. Doesn't make sense. There's music. Snakes don't make music. They hiss. It's concerning. And then that's it.
What?
Hey,
Taking the piss,
like,
mate.
he like looks up at I'm gonna pronounce it. Is it
Mikkel.
It's not Mick. It's Mikkel, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a harsh
yeah.
E. Okay.
Yeah, you
He-
can lean on that consonant.
Perfect. He like looks over at Mikkel and is like, "Snakes. Know anything about them?"
Few things. Why?
Well, I heard some rumors about snakes. I heard rumors about a mountain. But this isn't really a mountain. It's like the opposite of a mountain. It doesn't go up, it goes down. None of this makes sense with what I'm here for.
Well, it goes up around the edges.
I'll think more on that.
How about
Oh,
land?
here's a thing that you heard.
What's land taking in as everybody moves? This is very low end for land.
Yeah, but that's okay. Would he have had any successes in the past 3 days, either finding a temple or making inroads with government officials as an ambassador?
So there's a few temples here. Unfortunately, none of them that you're aware of have any sort of alliance with the Elven Pantheon. There is a church to Bahamut, which you think is probably your best bet. There is a very large temple to Ouijas. She's the goddess of death and magic. And there's a temple to Cord, the god of strength and might.
Is there a temple to Moradin?
There is not a temple to Moradin in town. And there is a temple to... I have Peller, but we're not using Peller. Does anybody remember who we...
No, that's fine.
Now.
Taylor? Who do we substitute?
Check the OG document.
Yeah, I'm on it.
I can't remember.
DM.
Check your
But
notes,
any
DM.
while you're doing that, was there any inroads with the government just to, you know what I mean, to be an ambassador or anything like that, or am I getting snubbed?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that you've had no luck with any of that yet. You've put in maybe a request, but have not heard back yet.
So he doesn't have a lot to say. He's sitting with Mikkel and, you know, being stoic alongside of Jean as well, and just eating and waiting for an opportune time to mentor someone.
Okay. The food that comes for everyone is very good. There is a bit of dampness coming in as the rain continues outside. When all of you, you know, maybe you're sitting near windows, but not. You might even be sitting like really close to one another, but not knowing each other. So this wretched drizzle keeps falling from the ash gray sky, and the rain-slick buildings seem especially bleak and frightful this evening as you look out. They're just sort of hunched together beneath this gloomy sky with rain falling all over them. A few lights burn in windows, but most of them are shuttered and have been closed for the night. And you can smell chimney smoke from outside blowing in through the windows. You can hear the water like running down the roofs and into the trundles, and then splashing down onto the cobblestones and the dark alleys around the Morkoth. And then you hear a sudden plaintive cry for help from a nearby alley that splits the evening air. No one in the Morkoth pays any attention. But the five of you heard it for sure. Someone cried out for help down one of the nearby alleyways.
And Mikkel places his silverware down, very disappointed at having to leave this meal, reaches into his pouch and drops a gold coin on the table and pushes himself up to his feet. Right. Suppose we better go fix that. And just like leaves.
I'll follow him.
Maya's like right behind them, not knowing who these two people are. Like she's already out the door. Like Lolly probably turned around and looked, and she's just gone.
Really hoping to finish this one. Like bringing half my meal with me.
Yeah, I think he like just chugs the rest of the beer.
Does Lollipop like take the plate and all and just sort of keep shoveling as she goes?
Yeah. The plate is almost, well, maybe bigger than my head because I'm only 3'2".
So at this point, you come to the end of the alleyway, and it's only 10 feet wide, and it's quite long, and it opens up to a street on the other end. Like many alleyways in Cauldron, though, it slopes towards the center of the town fairly steeply, about a 15-degree angle. Steps have been carved in the alleyway in many places to ease the progress along its length. And down either side are like these 2-story buildings, but they too are kind of stepped, right, as they make their way down the hill towards the center. Within the alleyway, you can see 3 figures assaulting a 4th. One of the attackers lifts the victim by the hood of his cloak and thrusts him against the wall very roughly. You don't see any weapons out. They're just physically sort of roughing him up, and the one picks him up and kind of pushes him against the wall. And you all overhear him say as he does that, "Stay away from the orphanage. You got that?" And as the man hits the wall, you hear like the wind get knocked out of him. He's like, and down he goes onto the ground again. And one of them again steps in and gives him a boot. "I need an answer. Do you hear that?"
What's going on?
Mikkel will just like whistle.
Okay, so Mikkel whistles, and I think Maya just hollered down. What's going on? At this point, they look down the alleyway, back towards you, and I'm not going to ask for a check, but does anyone have above a 13 on their passive perception?
Mine is 13.
13 is what we're looking for.
Nope.
Yeah, 15.
So anyone that has 13 on their passive or higher,
19.
You will notice that even in the darkness of the alleyway, these thugs that are sort of putting the boots to this man, their faces are painted half black, half white, split right down the middle.
Is that indicative of a god?
They're trying to.
It doesn't have. You can't think of any religious reference.
Oh, okay.
But I will say that did Maya notice it?
Yeah, I have a 13.
Okay. This is sort of like street colors for the local thieves guild known as the Last Laugh.
Okay.
As you shout out to them, one of the attackers, she steps towards you a bit and yells, "Bugger off! None of your business."
I'm part of the City Watch. Of course, it's my business. What are you doing?
Mikkel groans.
I'm like walking down the aisle or down the alleyway towards them.
Okay.
I feel like at this point, Gene, who when everybody else got up, he likes sitting there thinking, and then looks up as they're exiting, and it's like, well, nobody else is doing anything, and then like just like begrudgingly gets up and starts walking out. So about at this time, he gets to the back of the party and is like, they don't seem kind.
He's like backlit, his eyes are glowing green, like.
Yeah, so you are a pretty imposing force.
7 feet tall, 8 feet tall, whatever you were.
At the end of the tunnel here, I'm just gonna put your tokens on the board here, guys.
Oh, good.
Oh, no.
He's got a map. Oh, yeah.
It's all black.
Yeah, give me a moment.
Okay.
He's got the fog. He's got the fog on.
Everybody's got their names. Then there's Tim.
Aww.
Oh, I didn't change it. Oh no.
Yeah, you can change it, Tim. If you go.
I'm changing it right now. There we go.
You hop over to your settings. You can just change your display name.
Oh, don't bother. I was just teasing. Sorry.
What's Tim doing here? From
always
Stronghold
just
D&D?
Tim.
Oh,
He's totally here. Can
Pretty
everybody just
gutsy.
quickly make sure that they... So, Em, you can't see.
Neither can I. The map is black for me.
Okay, hold
Oh,
on.
I got a black map too. But I can see it on Twitch, so it's fine.
I should mention that I do have 120 feet of dark vision.
Thank you, 5th
Oh, no.
edition player.
I've never gotten to do that
Can you
before.
see? Can you see now? Can everyone see now?
We
Yes.
can see now.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
Oh yeah, eh?
So there, this little sheepish looking guy here. This is the guy getting sort of.
I thought you were gonna say little shit.
This is the little. This is
You
the little
might be.
guy.
We
getting-
don't even know what this is about.
He said, "Stay away from the orphanage."
Yeah, that's what you heard.
the implication there.
And this is the girl that's kind of stepped up a little closer to you. So you're going to continue to advance, Maya?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
You know, young. Wait, is this? Yeah. Don't want to tell you your business, city guard, but maybe walking straight head on nose first isn't exactly the way you want to do this, is it?
Who the fuck are you?
Mikhail Scarpaden, you may call me Scarpaden.
I'm G.
Yeah, okay.
Ah! You're like
Kinda
right
like
behind
looks
me.
up at you.
Like just,
Oh
just,
my god!
just a spray of mashed potatoes.
Jean is like
Just for extra
almost
effect.
7 feet tall.
Just for extra effect, when he's like, "I'm Gene." There's like some lightning up above the clouds that backlights him and everything. As Lolly looks from his kneecaps on upward.
You hear the clattering of a dinner plate on the cobblestone.
Is
Holy
this not
crap!
Are we not introducing?
The
Okay.
No, she was being snarky.
Two of them move up the alleyway. This one at the back gives an extra kick to make sure this guy's going to stay down. And the two moving up the alleyway pull out maces and sort of point them at you. And they're like, "You don't want any of this trouble."
No asking for any trouble, but someone did call for help. So, but I did hear you say something about staying from an orphanage. If this guy's a bit of a sicko, then I'll leave you be. I don't care.
They look at one another. The man on the ground is sort of overhears you go, if he's some kind of sicko, you all see him hold up some kind of holy symbol he pulls out from under his robe to show you, and Maya, you recognize it as a symbol of Bahamut.
Do I know who it is? Like, do I know the person?
There's a lot of younger priests at the temple. In training, of course. This could be one of them, but you can't tell down the alleyway. The poor bugger's got like a bloody nose and they pushed him into like a pile of horse shit or something, and he's all covered in just dirt. So you're not sure at this point if you know them or not.
So
Well,
which
like,
is
Maya
it?
makes sure
Sicko
that
or what?
hers is like Maya makes sure that her symbol is visible
Okay.
and steps forward again and says, "Listen, he's one of mine. You back off. What does the Laughing Hand want with him, anyways?"
They look at one another, and after Mikkel has like told them what he overheard, and then Maya's like pushing her line of things. I would like the two of you to roll. We're going to do an intimidation roll each. Just
Right.
like you were helping one another, but make it. You make one, Mikkel, and Maya, you make the other one, and we'll see if you're having any sort of sway with these thugs in the alley.
21 for Maya.
So we're making an intimidation check, you said?
Yeah.
Where am I going to use my black dice? I am never using my black dice ever again.
It was not
10.
Okay. Well, Maya's got you covered with a 21. So, they look at you and look back, and the third is like, if we ditch now, we're not going to get paid. And
You getting paid to rough up an evangelist? He's either an evangelist or a sicko. Evangelist is just annoying.
in a sheepish voice, You hear the person on the ground say, my name's Rufus. Rufus?
Shut up, Rufus, the adults are talking.
All right.
Again, who are you?
Well, I would think you should mind your fucking business. You ask a little question.
I actually work here. You are just some person.
I know I'm some person, but it doesn't appear that you're on duty. Usually your kind wear a bit of a wrap when you're on duty.
I'm literally wearing armor with the symbol of Bahamut on it.
Yeah, but you're off shift.
Not Maya or Mikkel, but the rest of the party notices that as Maya and Mikkel are arguing, the thugs are moving closer.
I'm going to look at the closest one, peek out from behind Mikkel, and say, "Hey, black and white cookie that looks like I don't want to eat it. Keep your distance." And I'm gonna cast vicious mockery.
Someone's gonna get their feelings hurt.
Go ahead. What
cookie?
What do I need What do I need to make for a
wisdom save?
Thank you.
Wisdom save 14.
He fails. How much damage is he taking?
Oh, just a little bit. 1 whole damage.
What? But you can tell she is absolutely humiliated with your talk of the cookie, and I'm going to say that they attack. So let's we're going to roll initiative for the first time. If I can have everybody right-click on their tokens in Roll20
and add us to turn
and do the add to turn button.
I don't have control over my token. I can't do that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay.
It just says
As I
ping
can-
everyone. I could do that.
Yeah.
Mine's pink. I forgot it was pink. Hi.
It's not saying you have any control over it?
No, it doesn't allow me to add turn. When you right click, it just says ping everyone. You got to give
Is
us
that the
control.
case for everybody?
I
Yeah.
also can't move my token.
Okay, please stand by. I found the problem. This will be corrected momentarily. It's our first night. We're going to have a couple growing pains.
Yeah, it's not for a lack of wanting to RP. This character is going down the stoic route.
Yeah, I'm watching. No, your face is RPing like really
You are
hard.
in
All right,
character.
Good.
I see it and I feel it. I feel the way. I feel the disapproval and the.
Incidentally, I can't see chat, so if someone asks me anything or that, I am blind to that.
I got it up over here.
There we
Looks
go.
like everybody else has it up.
Gene's got a cup of motor oil.
Okay,
Exactly.
how about now? Can everybody try moving their things now?
Let me refresh.
Oh, I should refresh. Oh, the music. Come back,
Oh,
music.
no, I don't think I did get it quite yet. Hold on. We got one more thing I got to click on.
Oh no, the
If we're
music.
not careful,
is
we're all
gone.
gonna end up with a racist accent.
What is that?
I'm just slightly higher pitched.
I don't know what you're talking about. Where'd the music go? Oh no, the music
I
is
made a
gone.
call in the moment.
I do have music planned. Just give me a second.
My music is. I gotta fix it.
Let me get this all. I thought I had everything set here. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That
This is
happens.
Dungeons and Dragons, man. It's 90%.
there we
Trying to
go.
figure it out.
I feel that I have made a boo-boo. Okay, try now, everybody.
I did it.
Hey, I can click on my thing. Okay.
Boop.
What am I supposed to do? Add turn?
Yep.
Yep.
And then just roll initiative, and then I can add set initiative to the.
Yeah, the
Your
Drex.
bone dice.
Okay. What did Mikkel get?
Hang on. 17.
17. Thank you. Gene.
Not 20, 22 total.
Jeez.
Hey,
Yeah, not really
Lollipop?
on the roll I need, but
I got an 18.
And how about Lan?
18 Dex plus 1 lollipop.
Lollipop.
Did you get an 18 as well?
Yeah, so I said, yeah, Dex plus 1.
Oh, mine is +3.
Okay.
I don't mind us doing that, but please note that if you guys ever would just like to go, hey, I want to go before you, and ties I will always give to players as opposed to the monster, okay? But if you're like, hey, it would work better if Tim went first, then whatever you guys want to decide on. So you can tell that they're about to attack after Lolly throws the psychic damage downtown. So Gene, what would you like to do?
Gene would once more look at Maya and be like, I'm Gene, and they are not nice. And he would just cast Firebolt.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Gene.
I like
it's
that.
Nice to meet you.
I love that.
Yeah.
Let's get some combat music going here.
Ooh.
Hit play.
Oh, okay. We balanced out, folks. I went from a nat 20 to a crit fumble.
But
Did you roll a 1?
No.
Did you
I
roll?
rolled a 1.
Then Gene, I'm going to say that your firebolt streaks past the thugs all the way down the street to this building down here. And strikes
That
that.
narrowly misses Mikkel's ear.
And,
Nichols' ear.
because it firebolt automatically ignites non equipment,
boy.
this house begins to burn.
I feel like
no.
Gene, at this moment, it's not even that he missed, it's that he's completely misinterpreted the situation. And he's like, the party looks at him for a moment and he's like, are we not just raising it to the ground?
I love that you've come up
No,
with an
buddy.
RP reason for your failure.
Lollipop, it's your turn.
That's a bit not good.
Startled by the fire that just...
Even though the thugs were not hit by the
by
fire,
my
you can tell that they did not expect a spellcaster as that firebolt streaks past them. Like the bit of light, they're like, oh no.
I'm just gonna
Frick.
peek out again and say, look, I don't know what kind of really boring clown troupe you're a part of, but you should maybe try to find other employment because you're not that funny. And I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery again.
It ain't
Same
broke.
person.
Same person?
Limited spells. Same person.
Yep.
So Wisdom 14.
Yeah.
They're forever going to have imaginary
No,
arguments
they failed
about
that again.
this conversation from now into the future.
I'm gonna try a real die and see if it rolls better than a 1.
Do it.
Oh, 2 damage. Doubled it. And they have disadvantage on their next something.
I love it.
Next attack roll. And then as a bonus action, I'm gonna look at Maya and say, hey, go get your guy. Get him out of here. And I'm gonna give you a bardic inspiration.
Oh, yeah. Is it a
Okay.
D6 right now?
Lan.
I hope this paladin is righteous. And I will step back and cast Bless on paladin.
Yeah.
And I believe, Gene, you're Bahamut as well, right? Who's wearing any sort of like regalia? Actually, I'll probably cast Bless on Rufus as well, because I don't know anybody. You know what I mean? Like, I'll cast Bless on Rufus and the paladin who I have not met yet. And
Okay.
then I'm just going to take like 5 steps back.
You get one more bless. Are you going to cast it on yourself or?
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Brilliant.
All right. Fine.
So Maya, you feel a blessing fall over you from the elvish man behind you. Mikkel.
All right. Guess we're doing this. I will. Oh crap! I forgot I had that. That's fun. You said they're armed with maces, correct?
Yes.
Cool. I would like to draw a big fucking sword.
How big? Like a great sword?
Nah, it's a long sword.
Okay. Okay.
But you can use it
Yes,
in
absolutely.
double-handed. I don't think I'm going double-handed just yet. take a step forward.
Nice.
And our ready to attack's our thing with you.
Yeah, absolutely. You can ready that if they come within reach, you hit them.
Yep. And I've got a pretty just so you know, I've got a pretty good reach with this thing.
Is that what you say to them?
Yeah. Just let you know, it's a big just let you know, you brought maces to a big fucking sword fight. So if you come within reach, this is just play to me at this point.
Okay, so you don't attack, but you ready your weapon.
Yeah.
Maya, just a reminder, because you're with the town guard, murder, even if it's like bad people, is still murder inside of Cauldron.
Yeah, I know.
And it's your turn.
Almost, I don't know. Oh, are we deputized the city watchman?
Absolutely not. You are not allowed to kill these people.
I was being sarcastic. I wasn't actually planning on killing them.
I step up here and I just kind of like I have my like I take my spear out and my shield.
Yep.
Which has, you know, the dragon on the front of it.
Yeah.
And just say, listen, leave Rufus and go before you cause any more trouble. And we won't have to hurt you. And I won't have to put you in jail for the night.
Oh, so that building behind you is getting mighty toasty.
And
Might
you're
come falling down on top
you're
of you.
pretty intimidating. You can tell that you've instilled a bit of doubt in them, but you don't think they're ready to break yet.
Okay.
Are you
like,
ready
I
to
have my
attack as
spear
well?
and shield out, so yeah, if they come up here and they want to fight, they're gonna get a fight. But
So
they have to
this
start
guy
it.
does step up to fight.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, he's in
He's
reach,
gonna get hooked
baby.
with a spear.
So
He's gonna get hurt. He's gonna get his
Mickle
feelings
and
hurt
Maya,
and his body hurt.
Mickle, you readied first, so I'll give you the first opportunity here.
I'm going to so a longsword has a very long hilt and has a bulk grab, and it allows you to maneuver it very easily. He's going to maneuver it around and just like one punch this guy right in the eye socket with the with it as for bludgeoning damage.
I love it.
So this wouldn't
that
be
jam is
slashing.
good.
That's
yeah,
a
I
good
was gonna
jam.
say, that was great.
Yeah.
Get the rock music going now.
Figured I'd try my pink
That's
dice.
how you know you're in trouble.
That is a hit.
Okay, so this wouldn't be
That's just
slashing
Lollipop
damage.
jamming on like a lyre over
no,
on
but
the side.
you know what? You go right ahead and roll your damage as if you had slashed him, and we're just going to consider it non-lethal.
Well, with my since it's like technically an unarmed strike if you're going like that, but I don't know if you want to go
You
like
still
that.
use your sword's damage.
Yeah, no, I'm
You
going to
just say it's not
Because
lethal.
it says here damage. You make an attack roll against the creature, and on a hit, you deal 4 bludgeoning damage. I'm just asking if that's what you want me to do instead.
Oh, okay.
But I don't mind
No.
rolling damage. My damage is better for my.
roll the damage.
For my longsword.
Let's roll the damage.
Throw-
Because you poked him right in the eye.
I just want to crack his, crack him right
14.
here,
Oh, he howls in pain. Howls in pain. As you, like, jam that thing right in his eye.
He goes. He's just like, not nice. Clack.
Maya, what do you do? Are you using your reaction here as well?
Yeah, and like I've got my spear sort of like, swung up underneath my arm
Yep.
so that I can jab him with the blunt end of my
Okay.
spear instead of the
Oh, I thought
pointy
you were like
end.
straight up 300ing.
No.
300ing.
No,
Okay. Go ahead and take your
it's all
attack.
non-lethal.
Yep.
Yeah, non-lethal.
Dirty 20.
Damn.
That is totally a hit. Six?
For 6 damage, yeah. Because she's
Okay.
using it one-handed.
It doesn't put him down. He does get a swing off, and I'm going to say that he swings at Mickle, but I'm going to give him disadvantage on this attack because
He's bleeding
only
all
see
over
out of
his
one eye.
he just took something in the eye. So,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
And then Maya cracked him on the head with her spear.
So he
Seeing-
swings
you're
his
seeing
mace,
those
and he swings it
little
twice
birdies.
blindly. The first time in 11,
No.
and the second time a nat 1, and I'm going to say he falls prone, slipping on the wet cobbles and the bit of a down slope that he swings once, then he comes back around, and the momentum just spins him, and down he goes.
I imagine Maya and Mikkel just like very practically like just going woof, woof, and like in sync, and then like glaring at each other.
This other one here takes a run straight at Lollipop for insulting her twice. And she's going to attack, but again is at disadvantage because of the cutting words. Not cutting words. The
query. I know. I've used my reaction technically by readying my action. Never mind.
10, and then a nat 1. So as her friend goes down, his legs like literally leg sweep her, and the two of them are down on the cobbles.
I hear a bowling alley strike.
Yep.
Tim, you got anything like that?
Have a bowling alley strike?
You know, or something of like things falling down.
Oh yeah.
I think I only have like a slide whistle.
Oh yeah.
Slide whistle. A slide whistle would work.
I actually don't have a slide whistle. The slide whistle's
fall down
over in
and
the
fart.
other
They
one.
fall down and fart.
That you went down hard when you fart on the.
If you drop and cannot control your bowels, you have dropped. You dropped.
shat yourself.
I feel like at this point he should run from embarrassment, or they should.
It's like, did you just
Like,
soil
morale
yourself?
check.
Hey, did Brungal donate?
Yes, he did. So it's up to you. if you wanna
25.
do this.
I'm gonna get for 25. I'm gonna give everybody in the party an inspiration. We're not using inspiration, so everybody gets a luck point. Everybody gets a luck point. Oh, and we have to remember, Ruin, when Gene missed, he would have got a luck point as well.
Ooh, yes. Yeah. Remember that.
So we're giving everyone 1 point of luck thanks to Brungal's donation. Thank you so much. And then Gene also got one for missing with his firebolt. Okay. This one sees his two friends go down. And he gives the poor kid one last kick and then runs down the alley and away.
Doodles.
Rude.
Wanting no part of this.
Alright, are there canvases and such along these crates here?
Who's up on the roof over there?
Gene, it's your turn. These
Gene-
are non-involved currently.
Oh, we're still in initiative. Oh.
Gene, noticing the error of his ways, is going to move to this position and use his hand crossbow instead.
Yes.
And roll the hit.
Two prone figures at our feet with a crossbow?
Yes, because otherwise I just have an arm strike.
Okay, so that does
Well,
not
it's a
hit.
disadvantage
They're good.
because they're laying down. So
Yeah, give me another roll because this would be at
They've got the
disadvantage
prone
because they're
condition.
Well,
Okay, so you don't shoot a friend or anything. It ricochet. But I am going to say that the coral hits the cobbles and breaks.
I'd be okay if it ricocheted off of Mikkel's shield on his back.
Okay. Okay, you hear it like clang off your shield, and
Ting!
but it also breaks the coral. Non-retrievable. Tell us about that crossbow. Is that the one that's like built into Gene's hand? Into his arm?
Just his little Iron Man.
it's not necessarily built in, but it is definitely like a custom metal-looking one. But it is also his spellcasting component, so it kind of looks almost like cannonish. So that when he's casting his spells, it is actually coming out of the crossbow.
Nice.
That's cool.
Ooh.
Nice.
Is it like tucked into like a chamber or something inside his body? You know, like those like a Murphy bed, you know, but with a crossbow.
Yeah, can it be
I should've
retracted
thought
or is it always out?
Murder.
I feel like it should be always out. You could always modify yourself.
Yeah, I think it's always out. It's like adapted to his hand, and if he wants to actually use his hand, it like flips over and back, so it's like on the forearm.
Yeah.
Is there a crossbow in your pocket? He just happy to see me.
Okay, Lolly, it's your turn.
I just kind of look down at these pathetic people and say, "What? Do you only attack people that like can't fight back because you're so pathetic. And I cast
Vicious Mockery again.
I love
As you
this.
just stand for the first time, you're looking down on someone, and you just take that opportunity to berate them.
Exactly. All 3'2" of me is looming over this person with my wine-dyed pink hair.
Yeah, I like
What's
that.
the matter with you?
I like that. So we're gonna make a wisdom save. A 7. No, that is a failure. So
Oh.
how much damage?
Come on. Hey, 4 damage.
You've been doubling it up every time.
Yep.
Okay.
Damn.
Can't
Lon, what's happening in front of you is looking very positive. The people that you're with have executed, this fight's very well, even
That's
for
true.
even for a bunch of peasants. What would you like to do, dear noble elf?
I think I still want to keep an eye on Rufus.
Yeah,
I only
you
got
can,
about 1 spell slot left, and I don't want to.
he is
Watch
very
shows up. I want to be the voice of reason.
Yeah, he's very slowly trying to lift himself off the ground. He's grabbed.
Can I move to him?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to run
I'll
past
try
this?
to-
They're on the ground. They're of no threat to you.
Yeah, but I want to walk. I'm just gonna walk in his direction,
Okay.
and maybe someone runs. I'm just staying stoic. I'm walking in his direction,
Okay.
and with a hand, you know what I mean? Like,
Outstretched.
yeah, like
So go ahead and move. You can move 6 squares on
yes,
here.
sir. I will move my character, but I don't want to
With
say anything
arms
yet.
wide open.
I'll say Rufus, rise.
I love him already. This is great. I love Lollipop
Aw.
so much. Maya can go to hell.
I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20.
Hey, that's my friend.
Cedar said that. It was obviously not
I
in
know.
Mickle's voice.
Mikkel, it's your turn.
Alright. I'll say to the last down at my feet. Alright, so if you get up, you better be ready to fight again. Either that or you stay down. I could do this all day.
Okay.
I'm talking, and that's aimed at you too, lad.
They look like they're gonna stay down.
I'll
They
kick
do
their,
not look like they're gonna get up.
I'll kick their maces away, and if they got any belt knives that are obvious, I'll just take those.
Can I say to Maya, should you inform the authorities?
Yeah, that's the plan, but I gotta tie him up first.
They could be in the right.
That's true.
They're
Don't
beating
know-
somebody up in an alleyway.
Well, sometimes people deserve getting beat up in an alleyway, especially if he might be a sicko. Don't know anything about him.
The only thing they did wrong was their aggression towards us.
Well, it's plain to see.
Okay, so I think
All right.
I'm gonna take us out of combat then.
Okay.
Mickle's gonna hand the knives to the city guard. Gonna hand them to Maya, and he's gonna
Okay.
do a little like finger salute, and he's like, "All right," and then he'll go back to finish his meal in the inn. Cheers.
Awesome. Well, hold on. As you're leaving, the man here, as he's getting up, he.
Boy, I said not to get up. I said you stay down, or you're ready to fight if you get up.
Well, once you step away, he starts to get up to a knee. He's certainly not being aggressive, but he looks up at Maya, and Maya, you recognize him.
Papa?
Who is he?
He's a town guard. You don't know his name. You don't.
Your first corrupt cop! Yes!
You don't know.
She's getting jaded in the first episode!
You don't know his name, but you've seen him around the compound training. He
ever arrested me?
He's new like you. No, he has not arrested you, Lollipop.
I like flip my spear around so like the pointed end is at him now. And just kind of like level it underneath his chin.
Gay.
And I'm I look at him and I say, "What do you think you're doing?"
I'm giving up. I'm surrendering to you.
What were you doing to him? What is going on?
He's like, you know, realizing that you've recognized him, he's like, you know as well as I do the guard doesn't pay enough.
Wow.
So you're roughing up people in the alleys?
Oh, I wasn't gonna hurt him.
He looks kind of hurt.
He's like, I'm hurt.
Coughing up blood. I'm hurt.
I'm hurt.
If he's hurt, I'll go and pump a cure wounds into him.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
So Maya's not having this. She reaches into her bag and I take out the pair of manacles that came with my starting equipment.
He's
and
like,
I put them on
whoa,
this guy.
whoa. It's Maya, right?
Yeah?
Well, you don't need to do that. We've learned our lesson.
Yes, I do.
We're just gonna walk away, Maya.
Yeah, I don't think so. You're breaking the law.
I'm using my disguise kit to add color to the clown makeup on the other person.
She keeps swatting your hands away.
Are you you said that in your voice, so is she just saying that out loud? I mean my makeup kit.
Tim, as you heal poor Rufus, he's like, a cleric of Corellin? We haven't had a cleric of Corellin visit the city in some time.
May the light of Corellin's moon fucking bless you.
At this point, I feel like that's the right
That's very
tone for this
Homelander of
group.
you.
And I'll lift him up, dust him off.
Okay.
Way of the cleric is lonely. What brings you to this orphanage and finds you amongst these lads?
He says, well, I'm sure you've heard of the 4 that were taken from the orphanage, and the Temple of Bahamut is trying to help find them. If you'd like, I could take you back to the temple. My lady has much more information than I do.
I think that would be wise, at least to separate you from these two as they are brought to the authorities. I wouldn't want them to influence you as the authorities arrive.
Okay.
I'll look over
Holly,
and be like,
tie your hands up too. While
I
you're
don't
at
have
it.
a rope.
So what are
Here, I
we
give
what
you
are we
mine.
what are we doing with the 2 captives?
I have manacles and rope. They are getting
there is
locked
a
up.
fair bit of fire burning still.
Let's just say, as they're doing all this, Gene is definitely going over to the fire and takes his
Just, like-
cape and just starts beating it out.
Okay. And there are a number of buckets in the street that are filled with water
Yeah.
from the rain, so
We'll use that too. There also might be,
Yeah, I forgot about that.
pot.
So Mikkel will do that with
So
Gene. I forgot about that.
woman comes out the front door. She hasn't actually looked. She's still looking into her house, and she's yelling back at her husband like, I think something set the house on fire. And then she turns and looks at Gene, this for all intents and purposes, a golem that she.
Yeah.
No, it's fine out here.
And literally Mikkel's like, "You alright?" Oh,
She makes her way back in.
And Gene's just like, it was a misunderstanding.
Okay.
dude. And Mikkel's like, "Did you get that off then?"
can I do an insight check on this dude?
On Rufus?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. We're engaging insight. I am a robot. Alright, 1 second.
Beep boop beep boop.
Boopy boop. Bringing up
AOL
the
startup sound.
Insight. I wonder if I'm even good at insight. This might be +3. Hell yeah.
I
really want to knock this one out of the
D&D
park.
Beyond so bright.
17.
17. You think he's being very honest. He looks scared. He's not fake. The bruises are legit and everything on him. They weren't putting on an act.
I will meet you all at the Temple of Baphomet. And I'll press with
Okay. Whoever you are.
So
I'm sure you're going to go there tonight at some point for your blessings, Paladin. And I'll keep pressing.
and you guys can faintly hear Rufus asking Lon's like, so
Lan.
where did you come from? Like, you're definitely not local.
I think Ulek, but I've lost my sheet of
Yeah, I think
backstory.
Ulek as well. Yeah.
It is gone.
Ulek,
I've
that's
been looking for it in my repertoire.
Ulek's
I'm
very
lucky I
far
know
to the
who I
north,
am.
he says.
Indeed. I've traveled far. But
Well-
what is important is getting you to safety.
Oh, he seems very, very happy about that. You think he probably, like, clerics of Bahamut, I don't want to paint them as helpless, but he is a very young teenager that's sort of obviously just joined the priesthood. Maybe 14 years of age.
Oh.
So maybe not strong enough really to defend himself against 3 thugs yet.
Okay. Maybe if we had known that, but of course we couldn't really see him. You're right.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So a child was being beaten up.
Yeah, an actual
by
child.
a
beating up
teen. A teen.
goons.
That's
That's
a
a
child.
whole different...
That's a whole ass child. Got it now.
Well, you know, we didn't have very good insight.
Granted,
it's dark out.
sometimes 14-year-olds can look like actual grown ass men, and it's
They're
weird.
pretty tall.
If he's
for
an elf,
14
he's just
years.
a toddler.
Yeah.
He is not an elf. He is a human. So what do we do with the other 2?
I
Who-
make sure that like I put manacles into that rope on them, and then like, where is the nearest like guard jack that I know of from here?
Actually, the barracks are not far from here.
Cool. I go there with them.
Okay, so you're gonna escort them.
Like,
Where are
Frog march them that way.
who's going with who? So Lands
I'll stay behind
leaves
and
with Rufus.
Lawn.
Is that what
Lana
we're calling
Lan.
you? Lawn?
Lawn
Okay.
Lan.
Man,
And
Lana Lawn.
oh my god, you're killing me.
I keep getting them mixed up. Sorry.
Maya's taking the 2. Lollipop, who are you going with?
I'll follow Maya, and just keep spamming insults as needed.
Okay, Jean.
But I'm not going into the guard barracks.
No, that would be
because
that would be ridiculous.
Foolish.
Jean, where are you going?
Dean would be going with Lan, and then like as walking away, be like, "Who are they?"
they
I'm a
seem
big
a
scary
bit
person.
spicy.
And Mikkel? Mikkel?
He just like
Hi.
all right. And he just like follows the guys.
Okay. So let's go with Maya and Lollipop first. So you're marching along, and the 2, they're like, you've now figured out, Maya, that you think the girl is also probably a town guard.
Great. I love that. Well, Garrick
The two of
Garrick should be at the barracks, so
the two of
I'm
them
going there looking for him.
the 2 of them offer you what they were getting paid by the last laugh to do this. They're like,
What?
we could give you
Why
both. We could give you
do
our
they have you
pay.
doing this?
Just let us go, Maya. Nobody got hurt.
It's not
We'll
going to
poke him in the
happen.
butt.
The girl's like, hey, little one, how about you let us go, and we'll give you some gold.
How about you shove it up your ass?
Are you some kind of street performer?
You'll never know. You'll be in prison.
Okay, so you
Really
march
sure.
them into the barracks,
Yep.
and you're taking
Being
them
outside.
to your friend.
Yeah, I toss them in a holding cell
Okay.
and then go find Garrick real quick.
Okay, as you're checking them in, a couple guards there are like, Maya, you know who those, like, they're us.
I know damn well who they are, but they were breaking the law. What did you expect me to do?
Well, I mean, you beat you beat up Jim pretty good by the looks of it.
That actually wasn't me.
His eye looks like a friggin' plum right now. He's not going to be able to see out of that for days.
The other one looks like a clown. Don't worry.
It's fine as long as the orbital. I didn't shatter the orbital, but I'm not there. I didn't shatter the orbital bulb, but it'll take 3 months full recovery. Psychological
You're not
recovery is
there.
gonna be like 6 months.
So he's like, "Are you sure? Like, it's a lot of paperwork."
I don't. What
Appalling.
is even going on right now? Get the damn paperwork and find me Garrick.
Okay, settle down,
Newbie.
Bunch of lazy.
You're such a dude.
What is wrong with you?
What? He pulls you aside. He's like, "Listen, there's far worse people out in Cauldron. Catch them, Maya. Catch someone who's
I
taking."
grew up here. I'm aware, but they're not allowed.
I grew up here too. What the heck is that supposed to mean?
They're not allowed to go around beating up kids on the street for no reason.
No, and you taught him a lesson.
So they can spend the night in jail. Where is Garrick?
Where's Garrick? Okay, fine. I'll go get Garrick.
Your coworkers suck.
Are there windows that I could be hearing this at?
No, like they're
Okay.
inside a compound. So
All right. Well, I'm definitely not inside the car.
okay.
So I'm just hiding behind a barrel.
They come
You're
back.
on the
They
roof
come back.
listening through the chimney.
They come back and they tell you that Garrick's busy, but he's told us to lock them up, and
It's like,
he'll be in touch.
Do I believe them?
Give me an insight check.
Does she still have bless?
Sure,
Ooh.
sure.
And an inspiration.
Yeah, you really need to knock this one out of the park.
I really love how you blessed
Okay,
all of the
so-
people that you didn't know, except for Jean.
There's the inspiration and the bless.
And you also have a luck point. Wow.
So 20. Oh my god, 25 total.
Okay.
Wait, I knew Gene.
I know. I said
Yeah.
except for Jean.
Uh,
But you knew-
20
but you knew-
25. You think they're not happy about it, but they're gonna do. Like they've you totally believe they went and talked to Garrick, and they're not going to step on his toes.
Okay. Sure. I sign them in, do whatever,
Yeah, you do whatever's
And then-
required to that, and then
get my manacles and rope back, obviously,
Book 'em.
because they're in jail now.
yeah.
Fuck
they
them,
get-
Daniel.
When they like give you the manacles back, they're like, "Here's your manacles, shiny paladin."
She's used to this because she's like brand new on the force.
Yes.
the ribbing, the FNG.
Okay. So do you
And
and
heads to the
Lollipop
temple.
then head to the temple?
Yeah, I'll go outside and I'll be like, you can come out now.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not comfortable around the guard barracks, I would assume.
No, I've probably been in there a time or two,
Oh.
not as a guest.
They have like a special
I
little
want
cubby of
a
stuff
lollipop
just
in
when
real
you're
life.
there.
You want Lollipop in real life?
I adore her.
Just
so
me,
fun.
but like weird.
Me, but weird.
She's like
And
me off
shorter.
of Adderall. After the withdrawal symptoms have eased.
So everyone eventually makes their way to the temple of Bahamut, which, although he is a dragon god, the people of Cauldron sort of look to Bahamut as a god of justice and also protection, and his clerics are well respected within the city. Rufus invites the three of you in because you're first to arrive. The other two haven't yet. He gets you in out of the rain and comes in and he talks to a few people, and you hear him say that he thinks that these people are just the kind of people that Jenya was looking for. And they rush off to find said Jenya for him. And they bring back towels and some hot tea, some blankets and hot tea to warm you guys up from the cold. As there's about 3 acolytes with you now, one of which would be Rufus.
Okay.
They show you to some sort of a side sitting room that's comfortable, and there are pictures, not pictures, sort of stained glass showing a night sky. It's all dark blue, so with it being dark outside, it's even darker, if you can well imagine. But the lantern light in the room shines off of yellow stars and a moon, which are all symbols connected to Bahamut. Also, though, Lon, you feel like there's sort of, those symbols are familiar from home. Stars and the moon.
Half moons and stars and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
The symbology here is tight.
The tea is warm and good. They bring a little bit of sugar and milk for anyone that desires that. And as you wait, it's not long before Maya and Lollipop are ushered in as well. And shortly after their arrival, once everyone's here, a woman enters. I have some character art here for you.
Oh. We're on the right path of the video game. There's character art.
We're doing something right. We're doing something right.
Look at her bones. That's a great structure. That's an actual knife. That's an actual knife. Not even it on her.
She got good bone structure.
I like the style.
This symbol on her sort of clothing here would be replaced with one of Bahamut. There would be like a dragon head there with stars around it. And she smiles as she sees each of you and thanks you very much for helping. She's like, thank you so much for your assistance with Rufus. He was running a bit of an errand for me, and we've been having some threats regarding the orphanage and this, but this is the first time any sort of physical violence has occurred.
So
War you receiving, Fritz?
We appear to have run into a group with painted faces who have intercepted your acolyte.
I assume
maybe my paladin knows more, as she's of the City Watch.
I assume they were with the Thieves Guild, or hired thugs of the guild. She pours herself some tea and sits down, and she sits very, I don't want to say noble, but like she has excellent posture, and this is a woman that clearly commands people's attention around this temple. She says you've heard of the missing people of Cauldron, I'm sure. Most recently, 4 children were kidnapped from the local orphanage 3 nights ago. The children are the most recent victims of these missing people. The orphanage has 2 common bedchambers on the 2nd floor, one for girls and the other for boys, and 2 children were taken from each room. None of the other children or the resident staff heard or saw anything. I would be curious to know if you would be interested in assisting the Temple of Bahamut in investigations now, considering there is some danger, obviously, out there in the streets.
Just contract work.
I can certainly reward you for the rescue of the children. Would
fucking hyena of a son upstairs.
would 2,500 gold pieces for the rescue of the children?
This is I look over to Mikkel. Mikkel can sort that out.
True.
There are, I think our paths have met under Corellian sky for a reason. I've also, maybe I could find some inroads to conduct my business with your Hall of Justice. Or wherever the hell I was supposed to go. I'm sorry, I lost that backstory sheet. I was supposed to go.
Yeah, there is a nobleman here known as Lord Valantru that your family thinks is sort of the power player in Cauldron.
I said that.
Yeah, she said
to find. Yeah,
she says
Yeah, from the Principality of Ulek, Elven Cleric, House of Valantru. Yep.
Yeah, we know a number. The temple is in touch with a number of people. I'm sure I could get you an audience with the Lord if that would interest you.
I think after this investigation, getting our reports to maybe the Lord would maybe quell this. And I look over to the rest of the crew. It seems destiny has brought many of us together as they have arrived at your temple.
Well, I suppose if we find the kids, we'll figure out what's been happening to everybody else if it's related.
She says if you so then we have an accord. You'll assist us in this.
Well, I need a bit more information. I just can't go in there blind.
Certainly. She says we have the children's names, and with that Rufus brings in a notebook. And she opens it, and she says their names were Deacon, Evelyn, Lucinda, and Taram. Now, we've been to the orphanage and had a look around. As I said, 2 children taken from the room where the girls sleep, and 2 from where the boys sleep. And none of the other children, nor the resident staff, heard or saw anything. But this is very similar to the MO of other people who have gone missing in the city. They just seem to disappear from their homes. The orphanage has barred windows and excellent locks protecting its doors. The children are locked into their rooms at night to prevent any sort of midnight mischief, I'm told. In the wake of the kidnappings, the Church of Bahamut has publicly vowed to locate the missing children and bring the kidnappers to justice. So I took an item from our vault, a relic, which we call the Star of Justice. It has the ability to allow us to divine unseen information. It should only be used by the High Priest, but in his absence I felt justified in calling upon the power of the mace. I asked where are the children who were abducted from the Lantern Street orphanage, and the Star of Justice replied with the following riddle, and she pulls a scrap of paper out of the journal to show you all.
Riddle? Oh, for fuck's sake.
It says the locks are key to finding them. Look beyond the curtain, below the cauldron. Beware the doors with teeth. Descend into the malachite hold, where precious life is bought with gold. Half a dwarf binds them, but not for long.
Does any of that sound familiar to me?
Can you like
any
drop
of the names
that?
Of anything?
Oh, you have it right there. Sorry.
There's one. Are there LOCHS locks here?
No.
LOCH locks?
No.
No, just the Loch Ness Monster.
So she gives that over to you for all of you to have a look. She says, unfortunately, the divination drained the Star of Justice, and it will take some time to recharge before such a spell can be cast again.
Got it.
If you'd like to go to the orphanage, I can certainly send word to Gretchen. She's the headmistress there. You're welcome to look around.
Yeah, probably want to do it during the day, when the kids aren't around. Get them all scared and everything.
Why do you suppose that a bunch of thugs from the Thieves Guild would be involved in kidnapping and want to keep you away from the orphanage?
That was my next question.
I don't know. I have some concerns with the line where precious life is bought with gold.
Maybe
I'm worried
we
that the
should
children will
pay
be
them
sold.
and not us.
I'm sorry, Jean, I think they told me your name was? What is that again?
Why not pay them instead of us? They,
The
Buy
Thieves
gold.
Guild.
I don't know.
Righteous Bahamut would not be impressed with any of us if we were to do that.
So this
Seems
orphanage
like a
is
loophole.
where you believe this nefarious activity is taking place.
Well, that is where the last kidnapping has occurred, and it is the fact that all the other people that have gone missing were men and women, some young but not children. This most recent taking has taken. Well, it's bothered many of us. It's put many more to worry.
Out of character, Moose, were the last laugh folks, were they halflings? Were
Humans.
they
No,
human?
they were humans.
Okay.
As we all think about this, I think this is as good a time as any. We're going to take a quick break, if that's okay. We'll take a we'll take a bathroom break, grab a drink, and things like that. Everybody in chat.
What if I want to take a bath?
I mean, you can totally do that. You can totally do
Yay!
that. Everybody in chat, stick around. We'll make this as short as possible. Thank you again for the donation to 988. That is appreciated.
Yes.
We are not using regular. We're not using regular inspiration, but we will reward luck points for anybody who takes the time and donates. That's perfect. Okay, we'll be right back, everybody.
After the
shitting out demons, a la DAI style.
Now all we need is a plague of locusts.
We're back in Cauldron. So you've been talking with Jenya, and she has given you the divination that her holy relic has put out, and she has said that she'll send word that you'll be visiting the orphanage on behalf of the Temple of Paladin, not Paladin, of Bahamut. Now, so she says that she'll award 2,500 gold pieces to the party for the safe return of the children. And on top of that, she gives everyone 2 potions of healing.
Ooh.
Dang. I will take that.
And so,
Based on what I know of the DM Jeremy of the Sky, we're going to use these tonight.
what you do, I won't ask anyone for an insight check on this, but the fact that Jenya is putting up that kind of gold and giving you potions, this is something the Temple of Bahamut wants done, and done right. Very much so. And for those that just joined us, this is the divination. The locks are key to finding them. Look beyond the curtain, below the cauldron. Beware the doors with teeth. Descend into the malachite hold, where precious life is bought with gold. Half a dwarf binds them, but not for long.
The malachite
And the kids have been missing for 4 days?
3.
Yeah, I believe 3 days. 4 kids missing
3 nights,
3 days.
4 children.
Okay.
The malachite hold, does that ring true for anybody?
No.
No?
Sorry, I'm new here.
Well, I'm not from here either, so it's alright.
Perhaps we
Feel like
go
maybe
back
you
to
should
the
remember that.
Morgoth and get more acquainted with each other before we visit this orphanage. Maybe take a long rest as...
Oh, did someone spend all their magical slots?
Okay.
I would appreciate being... well, can we stay here? Jarvis or Jarlene?
Jenya.
Jenya?
Her name's Jenya.
Jenya says if you'd like, she can have some quarters prepared for you if you'd like. They'll be meager, but she can certainly do that.
Out of
Got a
character
room.
moves. Can I possibly I wanted to do this, but I didn't want to interrupt you because you were like really going
Absolutely.
good. I want to insight check Jenya.
Yes.
And in particular, not just her, like, she's got a position obviously here in the church, and I'm wondering if this is something that she took upon herself to do, or if this was something that the high priest said, appointed her to.
Sure.
And whether or not this is some sort of I don't want to use the word campaign ploy.
Okay.
For her, but boss gone, make self good, make self look good, you know?
Sure. Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Use my dick dice.
The best kind of dice.
Yeah. That would be a 14.
A 14.
Yeah.
You believe that Jenya is being sincere. You do sense a bit of... I don't want to say timid.
Inferiority complex.
Perhaps, like imposter syndrome. Like she has been thrust... the high priest is away, and she has been asked to hold down the fort, and she has probably overstepped to go and get the relic from the vaults to cast divination with.
Yeah. What's your position here in the temple, Jenya? If I may ask. Before we all retire for the evening.
She tells you that she is currently the acting high priestess.
You've been elected to be eventually take over and be a high priestess? Or is this kind of a job of convenience?
No, I suppose one day that would certainly be my goal in Bahamut's service. I've found a great deal of reward in doing his will here.
Alright.
And with your 14, I will say that also comes across very sincerely.
Don't turn it into something that you got to prove. I don't know much about Bahamut. Didn't grow up around that kind of thing. But it's the best advice I can give. But you didn't ask for any, so I'll take my leave. I've got a bit of a house to stay in. Appreciate it.
She smiles. So, are we retiring to separate quarters then?
I have to go back to the barracks.
Okay.
Well, no,
Well, we can cruise around, but
I know the
we can
lads.
rest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to Lon and just be like, so like, am I supposed to use all my magic every day?
no. I only have so much magic. I suppose that during that recent conflict, I chose to aid our friend, the paladin, and which heads maybe Rufus, to get out of this mess, as I didn't know who was technically at fault, but I had a feeling, and maybe these feelings will stay with me. But
You followed your gut and you stayed out of range.
oh, hello, Mickle. Yeah. Hey.
We've been standing here the whole time, and Jean's just like hovering over you.
At this, Gene like leans forward and down. He gets uncomfortably close to people's faces, and he's like,
Oh,
Maybe the children were eaten by snakes.
You're gonna have to elaborate on the snake thing because it's the second time that you've even mentioned snakes, and it's starting
we
to get
thought
a
it was
little.
just your ordinary snake cult.
I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a little weird.
I'm sorry, why snakes?
It's
Why
just
snakes?
something about snake people in the mountains. I figured, why not children?
You're talking about Yuan Ti.
I think that's what was mentioned.
Yeah.
I'm
Yuan
not sure
Ti.
why somebody would be sleepy and thirsty, but
What?
Yuan tea. That's that sound you make whenever you drink too much.
It's very similar in sound, but Yuan Ti, like
Jeremy, do I know who Yuan Ti is?
Y-U-A-N.
Do we know who Yuan Ti is?
Maya's trying to say prayers and she's just dying.
Why don't you give me a history check?
It was literally
Anyone?
it was
Just
literally
anyone?
Yuan Ti.
If you'd like to see what you know about Yuan Ti, go ahead and make a history check. And let me know what you
I
get.
would like to know.
There were literally two
I tr-
on the ship that we traveled on for 2 weeks. Well, not 2
Oh.
weeks. That we traveled on.
16!
I just thought they talked funny.
I got
Those- The
16.
type of individuals that you're referencing?
Does what did Lan roll for history?
Horrible.
Okay, you've never heard of these Yuan Ti, and even with a 16, dear Lollipop, you have only heard that they are sort of snake people. You know that a lot of their rituals involve blood and the sacrifice of people that they capture, and generally are. But being from the Underdark, you've never run into them.
I heard they're like snake people, but like vampires, because they use lots of blood. They're obsessed with it. It's great.
You know, they're not all just like monsters. They're people like you and me. There's good and there's bad and there's ugly. And
Yeah,
there's
but
rude.
like vampire people.
They don't suck blood like that. No, it's
That's what I heard.
well, maybe
They
you
just
should
really
check
like
your facts.
blood.
I
You
think
should
No,
check
I've
your
been around a
facts.
bit. I'm pretty sure.
we need to keep a
Pretty sure that was
tome.
what I-
We need to keep a tome. Lollipop's canon, and it's all the
Yeah.
things that she
You want
believes
your
to be true.
vampires.
You know, you must have a very colorful It seems you have a very colorful imagination and whatnot.
Jean gets really
Lollipop's
close to
our
Lollipop.
jester.
I don't know where you get that from.
Jean gets really close to Lollipop and is like, "Are you a Yuan-Ti? You know a lot about them."
No, I just heard that they're like blood people. They
He
like
backs up.
blood.
He's like,
They're a
"All people
race
are
of
blood people. They have blood."
Oh,
And then he looks at Lan and is just like, "The little one is different, no?"
We're all different.
Yeah, Nico looks around at all of us and he's like, I think we're all a little different. And they probably say it like almost at the same time. And he's just like,
Oh, a small smile will crack when Mikkel says that. I'll nod.
you do smile.
On You Do Smile, I'm going to wrap that scene there, and we're going to have everybody goes off to wherever they intend to sleep tonight, and I'm going to borrow a book out of this DM I know.
A leaf.
A page from the book of DM Tim. I would like to.
I was going to invite the guys to the house to stay. Sorry.
Oh,
Just wanted
okay.
to say that.
So I would. Yeah, let's say.
Like a drink, but please go ahead.
Let's have the guys go back to where Mikkel's staying. I like that idea. But what I'd like each of you to do is just give me one sort of bedtime routine that your character has, or something that you would do if the party were camping around the campfire that would be noticed each night. Just to let us all in a little bit more on your characters. So I know does anybody, I just threw this at you, so does anybody want to go first? Does someone have something they do every night before nodding off to sleep?
Yeah. Probably.
Who wants to share first? I know I caught you off guard.
No,
It doesn't have to be viewed, by the way. We're just going to share this, this will be meta knowledge, obviously. But
The camera.
yeah. Since I'm a high elf, I'll go into my trance. Somewhere, probably sitting in a chair, as like with my sacrum bowl perfectly balanced, and just kind of sit there and try to contemplate on Coralon's not visions throughout the day, but like things that I think were either messages or signs, if I'm on the right path, and kind of then drift back to Ulek and elven stuff.
Ancient elven techniques.
Yes, ancient elven techniques.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else want to share?
Sure. I think out of habit, it's like you say, it's like the evening routine. I think Mikkel every night will kind of lay out his weaponry and make sure everything is well cared for. Make sure that it's within reach. And he's in a new place, so he's not exactly feeling 100% safe, especially for the reason that he's here. And I think that like he'll like wash up, I guess, and take care of his body and whatnot. And I think he'll like read something, like read a few chapters of something. It could be something that he brought with him or something that he just pulled off one of the bookshelves for sleep.
Excellent.
Or write something. He likes to read or write before bed after laying out his weapons.
I think Lollipop.
And probably pray.
Lollipop, I think, goes back and like washes. If she's by herself, she'll wash the makeup off and like undo the like bubble braids that she's got going on. Maybe if her hair's looking a little pale, she'll like dip it in a bowl of wine for a while she's like working on some jokes or
New material.
Or like laughing at this, like
prepping her material.
That was a good one that I said to that guy. I should write that down.
and make sure that like her flute's put away and
There's no spittle.
yeah.
Empty the spit valve.
Excellent.
Press the like costume very carefully and go to sleep.
Hell yeah, she
So-
steams her clothes. Hell
think
yeah.
I think she probably goes to sleep and she like wears like a signet ring of some kind and she's just like twists it while she's falling asleep.
She wear a bonnet to bed or like a little like pointy hat.
Nah.
Nah, just loose.
Hair wild.
Jean
Wake
or
up in the morning.
Maya, what would a night routine maybe look like?
Haha, night.
Go ahead, Ruin.
Gene would something. He would take off his cape and he would like superheat a pot of water so that it's steaming, and he would steam his cape, and then he would because he's like, I was always told that one has to look nice and wear their finest, even though it's like tattered and holes. And then once he feels like it's nice and steamed, he'd actually lay down and go into Sentry's Rest while draping it over him as if
Like
it's
a
like a
blankie.
warm embrace.
Oh.
Oh.
Wake up for a piss in the middle of the night. Jeez. Fuck, Jane.
Cool. And Maya?
Eyes.
You know, you're really weird.
Maya spends time cleaning her shield, cleaning her armor, and just like, taking her holy symbol and probably saying a prayer and then falling asleep.
Does she have like one of those posters where the cat's like, hang in there? Or like, do it for her?
Well, she lives in the barracks, so probably not.
No personal effects.
So,
She's gonna leave a note for Garrick too, so that he doesn't wonder why she didn't show up for work in the morning.
okay.
Just letting him know that the Temple of
Playing
Bahamut
hooky.
asked them to
And this
ask
is
her and some people
I
to
feel
look
like
into.
you maybe think this is like your big break. Like none of this crappy
Yeah.
guard duty stuff.
Yeah.
You're finally on the heels of a real.
That's why she's leaving a note instead of telling him in
What
person.
does the note say?
So
I
he
want to
can't
know.
tell her no.
I want to know what the note says. Following the lead.
It just
Bye.
says
Thanks, Dad.
it just says to Lieutenant Garrick, or to Lieutenant Stormblade. I have been asked to look into the disappearance of some children from the orphanage by the Temple of Bahamut. I will check in regularly.
Okay.
Bye. And then
Who do you have to cover your shifts?
sign it. Trainee Maya.
Okay. Excellent. So that night, listen, I don't want to get too caught up on this because there's something I'd like to get to tonight. But those of you staying with Mikkel will notice that Mikkel is staying in a home that is clearly not built for people of human size. And
Yeah,
there,
it's a little taut. It's a little taut in
there
here
are-
for the three of
there-
Poor
us.
Jean is in there like
Hunched over.
there are a few paintings around of a dwarven man and his wife. Sort of, and if you had to guess, you think the dwarf woman probably drew them, and the one of her is like a self-portrait. It just, there's something about it that's not quite right. Like this is an artist still learning their craft. As well, the house is attached to a cartwright shop. Where wagons and carts would be repaired and wagon wheels and things like that. But there's no sign of dwarves here.
I think even like the entry into the shop has clearly been opened recently. I feel like Mikkel's probably at least taken up some of the clients or at least finish the waiting clients for the more immediate jobs. Just because he doesn't want him to lose his clients and stuff.
So,
all right, come on in.
Daytime. The day comes. The sun rises. Everyone has gotten their rest, and except for Jean, during your shutdown period, you had one of those dream things again. You weren't you, though. The things you saw were unfamiliar to you.
Okay.
You were in a very dark place, and there was a very large bug in the room that glowed with a pale orange light. And when you looked at your hands, they were not metal and wood and iron, whatever it is that Jean's made out of. You had like little tiny fingers and hands.
Okay. They weren't like orcish.
No. And you were shackled. There were chains that ran not only from your hands but to your feet, and you could hear. You think you're a child. You're not very big. The bug in the room is kept in a cage, and it's massive, maybe the size of a large cat. And you can hear other children crying.
Does it feel like this is a premonition or like it's current, it's happening?
You feel like it's happening. Like you're there. Maybe senses, you're experiencing senses that Jean doesn't normally... Like, Jean probably can smell, but this is a living, breathing thing that you're inside right now.
It would be like data and not like an experience.
That's right.
Like a tree's sense of smell.
You can smell rock, like wet stone, and the beetle, every time the beetle sort of ruffles its wings or tries to move in the cage it's being held in, you have an involuntary reaction of fear to it. Like you can't control the body that you're seeing through, but it's reacting to the movement of the bug. And then it ends.
Sorry, for clarification, did it feel like a primal fear of like bugs, or like a terror feel of like I've seen it be dangerous? Do you know?
Yeah, no, it feels like that's a big bug, and I'm just afraid of that. I have not seen a bug that big before, and every time it moves, I flinch a bit. Because I'm not sure that that cage is going to keep it in. But the bug's abdomen glowed and was giving light in whatever chamber. It was a small chamber. It wasn't very big.
Sometimes insects are a delicacy.
And the shackles ran from your wrists to a ring, and then down to your ankles as well.
When I wake from the dream, is it like time to start the day, or is
yes?
it like
no, because you have a shorter rest period, right? It's only what's Warforged, like 4 hours that you need to be in that phase, I think.
Yeah, I think it's 4 hours.
I think it's like
6
an elf.
hours.
Is it 6?
6 hours, like a trance. Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody in the house is still asleep.
Okay.
No, actually, that's not true, because Lan would have done his trance. So you can maybe hear Lan eating or praying or something. I don't know. What would Lan do after his trance?
Like 2 a.m.
Just pontificating. Maybe just staring off. It'd be kind of weird to anybody else, but if you made eye contact with him, he'd snap out of it like, so.
Yeah,
Rearranging all
I
the
feel like
furniture.
So.
Yeah, Jean would start to like get up and like I guess still hunched over, but would be like, I had the strangest sensation. And then he would go and explain, tell him everything, and I think he would add in, like, it seemed human, what I felt. It wasn't me.
Maybe you're receiving senses. You are created?
Yes. An
Could be
orcish
an
shaman.
attachment to, could be an attachment to part of your creation. A signal.
Maybe. As if I'm able to receive other experiences.
I think we're on the right path.
We should look at big bugs. Forget about snakes. Big bugs is where we're at.
And I cannot lie.
I think the snakes and the bugs will all have relevance, friend.
So
Thank you.
everyone eventually wakes, and I'm gonna say that you'd plan to meet at the orphanage. So let's jump to the orphanage, and and you arrive.
Travel montage.
It's right at the corner of Lava Avenue and Lantern Street.
Weird.
Yeah. And this is a busy morning in Cauldron. People are moving about, getting about their business. And you're looking at a 2-story building. It's quite large, actually. And it has a fairly strong-looking set of doors. And you do acknowledge that there are bars on all windows, not only the first floor, but the second floor as well.
Strange place to put taverns.
What?
That was Tim.
Joke.
That wasn't Land.
Oh.
Yeah, you did it in the land voice.
Like, you just hear, like, Maya, like, was that a joke?
When Gene hears Maya say that, he goes, oh.
I've learned these.
Good morning, Gene.
They're called father jokes.
Mick just has like a to-go coffee, like the most dwarven assed coffee you've ever seen in your life, and he's just like,
Oh my god.
fucking hell.
That needs to be a t-shirt that's just in the most flowery, elvish looking script. Be like, they're called father jokes. With a little bit of like quenya like peppered around.
I was
to make
gonna
it
say,
really
quick,
epic.
somebody learn how to write in Elvish from, like, The Hobbit.
I already
I
did
can. But I think Corvade knows better.
Well, I'd have to refresh myself on the alphabet.
I know the one who the elf lad on TikTok. I can ask them.
Oh, nice. Well, should we
Anyway.
go in and talk to Gretchen?
I guess so.
Yep. I'd like to look around the outside first. Trying to get the bearing.
Okay, you can meet us
Oh, you're
inside.
going around back?
He's gonna walk with the perimeter, yeah.
Okay. Give me an investigation check as you take a look around there, Nicole.
Watch, this is gonna be the worst. Now, I am observant for one thing.
Okay.
So,
Like you have the feet observant?
yes.
Cool.
And I have a specialty in my style of fighting of blind sight. So so within 10 feet, I can see anything that isn't behind total cover, even if I'm blinded or in darkness. Moreover, I can see invisible creatures within 10 feet, unless that creature successfully hides from me. So just going into that.
It says you can see
investigation.
invisible creatures?
Yes. Moreover, you can see an invisible creature within 10 feet of you, unless that
Interesting.
creature successfully hides from you. Yeah, it's blind fighting. It's a sick ass fighting style. I've never used it, and because I didn't know it was a thing.
Okay.
I think it's from Xanathars. Or maybe
Yeah.
Tasha's.
14.
14?
I'm rolling so well today.
No, that's pretty good,
Hell yeah.
actually. It's only a first level adventure. You know how it is.
I know.
As you take a look around, you...
Wait, no, I looked at medicine. It's +1, so it is 13.
So as you take a look around, you do not notice any sort of way someone could get in or out of this building. As you loop around the back of the orphanage, there is a bit of a yard. It is fenced in, and you can see a half-orc man sort of trimming hedges and pulling weeds, and he's doing some gardening in the yard of the orphanage.
He's just like looking up at the windows and stuff. He's like, "You alright?"
Yeah. How are you doing today?
Alright. Temple of Bahamut sent me and a couple of companions, as you could say. Here to see Gretchen. Just kind of having a look around before I go in, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm Revis.
We're Rebus.
Oh, pardon me. I'm Patch.
And this is a half-orc?
Yeah.
He says, the headmistress hires me to look after the grounds and do minor repairs.
Groundskeeper. Nice.
It's good that the
Sorry,
church is helping find the kids.
Yeah.
Very pleased with that.
Head priestess seems keen to prove herself. But you know, when children are involved, it kind of gets everything, makes it a bit more serious. You heard anything interesting? You heard anything kind of off lately? Seen anything kind of off?
No? Other than, people going missing.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Not even something that seems so insignificant. Oh, that's not usually what this happens on that day. The trash was collected at a day they don't really collect it, or something went missing that wasn't of main importance. Anything.
And he starts scratching his chin, thinking about that. Let's jump to the front door. Does Maya knock?
Yeah.
I imagine Lollipop knocking.
There's quite a large ring. It's not very ornate. It's very plain. You knock on the door, and then you hear someone approaching the door. You hear sort of footsteps falling, kind of heavy, and then you hear something getting slid across the floor beyond the door, and then a little view hatch slides open, and it's a woman's face. She's elderly, but you can tell she's a halfling, and she must be standing on a stool or something to reach the eye slot, the slot that she's looking at. She's like, "Who are you? What you want?"
So I grew up right around the corner from here. Would I have known Gretchen from growing up in the neighborhood?
Yes, she's not known for being particularly friendly.
Gretchen, it's Maya.
Really?
Open up.
Who?
Maya from the City Watch.
Try the last name.
You can tell that she squints to figure out.
I grew up right around the corner.
Oh, whoop-de-doo, that's supposed to get you in here. What you want?
The temple sent us. We're here to help you look for the kids. But we got some questions.
What temple?
I hold up my holy symbol. Bahamut.
She takes a very long look at that, like she's actually inspecting to make sure it's legit. Yeah, one eye.
I step back a little bit so she can see my armor and my shield and
What's
This
that?
woman don't trust anybody.
Little finger pokes out at Jean.
What's that?
his name is Gene. He's very nice.
I'm here to help.
He's here to help. He's here to help.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know you either.
I'm 5 years old.
Meet each other.
Gretchen.
And then I point at
She looks at
Tim's character,
she looks
and I'm
at you,
like,
Lan.
that's Lan.
Gretchen, we have been sent from the Temple of Bahamut to ask some questions about missing children. We may be of service to you in the recovery of your friends.
That's all good, Master Elf, but I need some sort of proof.
The temple would have given us papers or something, right?
I think. Well, they gave us a riddle.
That.
They gave you the notebook with the riddle in it, and they gave you potions of healing.
Would the book have like a marking to say it was from there?
No.
She did say she'll let.
I think
she'll
the
let,
potions would
Gretchen
probably
know
have-
that we would be coming.
She did
Yeah.
say that.
Jenya did say that, but yeah, I guess Gretchen is reasonably suspicious.
Jenya sent us Gretchen.
Yeah, so you know her name, and you've got one of her little dragon symbols.
I
I
am
think the
Lan
children are being
Lan.
eaten by bugs.
Yeah, well, I'll give my name, like Lan Alan. Oops, sorry. Hey, that was fun. Whee.
Yeah.
Whee!
Lanalan.
Oh, you got your fans.
Lanalan of the elven people, I suppose.
Can't have any privacy. All right. Excuse me. What did Gretchen say? That she won't let Elvin?
No, she's
Oh,
like
she's-
Lanalan of the elven people, I suppose. Some sort of prince.
Well, I have noble blood. That's right.
Of
Well,
course you do.
not-
Of course you do.
not here.
Right.
That would be irrelevant here.
You don't have any papers or something.
Just my
Gretchen,
humble
just let us
vestment
in.
and my holy symbol.
Literally, like out back, Mikkel and Patch are going into the back, and they're like already looking around.
Why don't you, Maya? Why don't you give me a persuasion check to see if you've given her enough proof?
Don't roll like Eli. Yeah, that tracks. That's
Wow!
an
Can I roll a persuasion check?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see here. Come on, land. You got it, buddy.
Wait, you're a paladin. Maya's?
This is a really good roll. There's a 19 plus.
Oh, okay.
Persuasion. Where are you? Oh, that's a 22.
Well, I suppose if I'll let the prince in, because I suppose he'll give a donation, right?
Of course.
Of course. And she
Forgive me
slides
if I don't understand
she slides the
your
slot across, and it just like clacks into place. And then you hear the stool behind the door getting moved, and then you hear like the tumblers go on the door, and they make a very particular sound. Like these locks are intense. They are not just easily picked locks. As you hear them, the tumblers click, 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 and then the door opens, and she's like a 2.5-foot halfling woman with a bit of a hump in her back because she's older and she's
shorter than you.
yeah.
What are you looking at?
I assumed that I was standing right up against the door so she couldn't see me.
Yeah.
So when she opens the door, I'm just right up against her like, wow, you're little.
I thought you were gonna say, "Wow, you're really old."
She does not even like. She's just like, what are you, the prince's jester?
You're if he pays me a lot.
I'm not interested. Come in.
Before we walk in, I'll look at Jean and just say, Mikkel, and just kind of nod to him.
Mikkel's out back. You don't know where Mikkel's gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to him.
Oh.
But I'm just saying, maybe we're a little bit too split. You know what I mean? Like, it just kind of keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah. The
Does
implication
Jean even
being
understand?
Jean should go around.
If you want to.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I
one
think
of us.
that's
I'm
fair.
doing
He would
a...
understand.
How would Jean interpret that?
Yeah.
No, I think Jean would get that. He understands like companionship stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like cultural stuff, he's really like, what? So yeah, he would just kind of grunt like, and like just saunter back.
Okay. So out back, what are you and Patch talking about? Like, Patch tells you, Patch is apologizing. You can tell he's kind of got a soft spot for the kids. Like, he seems, but he can't. He's thinking very hard, but he can't think of anything out of the usual.
That's all right. How you supposed to? That's all right. How you supposed to know? You got a job. You got a job to do and all that. Listen, my name's Mickle. My name's Mickle Scarphead, and I'm staying over. Well, staying with the Ironfolds, technically. Twirl Ironfold let me stay in her son's house. My buddy Tug, or Lord Thane, as you probably know him, he works over at the. Gods, what was it again?
Cartwright.
He's a cartwright in town.
Oh.
And he and his wife.
I think he's repaired
missing.
the wagons here.
Yeah.
Well, the wagon.
Yeah, I saw it in the books. He and his wife gone missing, so I'm kind of a bit close to this situation about people going missing. Mind if I come in and take a look around? You think that'd be all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to check with the headmistress.
If it's any consolation, Jenya from over, the head priestess, current acting head priestess, Jenya something from the Bahamut temple sent us over here.
He's like, I just got on Gretchen's good side, so I'll have to make sure that
I'll take the fall, don't worry.
Everything's okay. At that point, I'm going to say that Jean joins you at the back.
Yeah, and you said this guy was an orc?
Half-orc.
Half-orc.
Half-orc? So, like, Jean would get real close and be like, do you know Grishnak?
No?
It's like Americans talking to Canadians. Do you guys know each other?
No, I don't know a Grishnak.
Mickle just like kind of aside to Jean says,
just because he's a half-orc don't mean they know. There's not like a club where every single half-orc hangs out. But it's a reasonable assumption. But it's an assumption that can be taken poorly if said to the wrong person.
Jean would stand up tall and like look up to the sky, and then processing. Yeah, and then look back and be like, "But all of the guardians look like me, and we know the same people."
Well, how many of you are there?
I don't know. Maybe none.
Well, maybe it's one of those things where you're the ones who made you. We're following the same kind of template. With the flesh folk, it's a bit different. We've got all different mums and dads. Some of us don't even have either mums or dads. Some of us are made by blood. But usually a mix of a couple of people. That's what it takes to kind of make more people. So not everybody's the same.
Jean would look right back at the guard, and then look at Mikkel.
That's a groundskeeper.
Your creators were strange ones.
Yeah. Oh, you can tell. Oh, you can say that again. My dad's right on bunky.
So as everyone makes their way into the orphanage through the front and back entrances.
Everyone, I thought it was just the prince and.
Well, the front door, the three are going in through the front door, and you and you two are coming in the back door. Gretchen tells you that you're welcome to look around. The children are currently in class. As you come in, you can see through an archway into a classroom off of the front hall, and a woman is teaching proper pronunciation in a certain common words, and is basically a very low grade English. What would be a low grade like English or language class?
Groom Shrun.
I'm gonna message a kid. I'm gonna message a kid in the classroom and just say farts.
I don't think you're there.
Yeah, she is. The kid immediately snorts.
We're in the front.
Immediately snorts, but then looks around and gets a little confused, trying to figure out where it all came from.
So
Sorry, I thought that only Lon was let in. I'm sorry, I must have misinterpreted.
Gretchen tells you that she has a couple of employees. She has Jeremir, a dwarf that helps her with gardening. She has Neva, a nurse that helps with the regular outbreak of lice. Tamar, who is their cook. Willow, who is the school teacher, and Patch, who is their general handyman and also helps out with gardening and things like that.
What was the one after Tamar?
Willow, the school teacher.
Also, why is the cook got a very similar name to one of the kids that went missing?
I have no idea. Tamar Flagenstern.
It's very similar. Flagenstern. Now that's a name.
Yep.
And I saw that you snuck a Neva in there too.
Yeah,
This is right out of the book.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Wow.
That's great.
Wow.
Neva
How's that for coincidence?
Nina Fanister, the nurse, 31-year-old human female. So she tells you that you're welcome to talk to the staff, but the town guard, the town guard was here and took a statement, and of course, young Rufus was here and had a look around as well and took information back to the temple, as well as the. Not only did the town guard send their regular men, but they also sent their 2 half-elven inspectors.
Half-elven inspectors.
Does that sound like the 2 yahoos I arrested last night?
No,
laughing,
they were
the
human.
last laugh.
And
okay.
You don't know of any sort of rank of inspector.
Is a god hiring contractors?
Give you names when they were here, Gretchen?
Yes, of course I'd take their names. What do you take me for?
Somebody who runs a very finely established...
Felian Shard
orphanage.
and a Ferio Elegoth.
That's like the John
Those are
Smith
names.
of elf names. No offense.
They're half-elves, a good-looking fellow.
No offense.
But yeah,
Anyways, they took a very thorough search
Can you
around.
send me the spelling of those, please?
yeah. What's the whole dealie? Felian who?
Felian, Felian, Shard, Shard, and Ferio, Fario, Elegoth, Ellegoth, and I will make sure that you get some of this in notes after session as well.
Okay.
Quote unquote elven inspectors.
Yes.
Inspectors, did they have some sort of paperwork or a badge or anything? Were they wearing uniforms?
Yes, they presented symbols of the watch. And then she catches on. She's like, "Are you saying they weren't inspectors?"
It's possible that they were part of the watch, but it's also possible that they were part of the Thieves Guild, which apparently has a bit of a thing going on with people poking around in the orphanage, considering that young cleric got himself a bit roughed up last night. Why?
Give me an insight check, Mikkel.
Cool.
And Jean, I think. Jean as well.
And these individuals, they were doing what? She just said that they came and visited.
They came after the City Watch had already been here, saying they were from the City Watch.
Hey, 22, baby!
Double my 11.
Then Jean doesn't notice, but Mikkel, you notice that at the mention of the Thieves Guild, Patch makes himself scarce.
Oi.
No, like you notice that he makes his exit.
He just makes an exit.
He goes back to doing his work.
Mikkel will remember this.
Do we know the whereabouts or where they... Have you heard of these individuals, dear Paladin?
My name is Maya. And no,
My,
I have not met them. The Lear.
Lear.
THEL''IR.
I didn't ask, but okay.
Is there any When those inspectors came, did they come before the kids went missing or after?
No, the kids went... She's like, no, the kids went missing. I called for the guard. The guard showed up. Then the church sent that boy here, who took information back to Jenya, and then the inspectors showed up. Which apparently were not inspectors, by what I'm gathering from all of you. You can tell that Gretchen's insight is like off the scale from dealing with lying children for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So they had to be pretty good lawyers to get past that. Now, what kind of questions did they ask you, if I may ask?
They were very polite and kind men. They looked around and asked a lot of the questions that had already been asked by the Watch, but they also inquired about had any of... They took the time to talk to the children if they had seen or heard anything. Of course, they hadn't.
Do you think that's true?
I don't know why they would lie. We have a very strict policy around here about telling fibs.
Yeah, but you were once a child yourself, ma'am. Sometimes to stay out of trouble, it's a bit more keen to tell fib. Or at least those are the stakes when you're a small child.
Whatever the case. Sorry, go ahead, Lolly.
Did they ask to see any particular room?
The 2 rooms upstairs. Come on, then.
Just the ones?
And she starts to walk up the steps.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, out of character, Moose. Are these halls made for people that are above 5 feet tall? Okay,
yes,
cool.
they are. Yes, they are. So she takes you upstairs, and there are a number of rooms that belong to the staff, and then there are 2 rooms at the back. Both of them are currently open. Inside each room are half a dozen beds, perfectly made. Like you're walking into a military bunk.
It's like the bloody army.
Yeah, everyone has obviously done their chores, and they are spotless clean.
Wow.
Does anybody
Nice
live
digs.
Like Annie vibes here.
Miss Hannigan!
Can I touch the bars on all the windows to make sure they're actually there and not some kind of an illusion that's replaced the bars?
Yeah, absolutely. You go around, and all of the bars are in good shape.
I'd like to check the walls and look under the beds.
Okay. Well, if anyone would like to basically do a once-over of the room, why don't you give me an investigation check, and I'll tell you if you find anything.
I'd also like to know if there's a fireplace in here.
Okay.
The chimney.
I can do
Oh,
an
we got a
investigation.
6.
15.
19.
6.
Oh, and I do have a passive of 19.
Okay. And you're observant, right?
Oh, my passive investigation is 16, but my passive perception is 19.
Nice. Okay.
And I am observant. Also blind sight.
Did anyone else? Sorry. What did Lan get?
19.
19. Yeah. As you look around these rooms, Mikkel and Lan, no one broke into these rooms through the windows. There are no easy egresses or entrances here. The doors are sturdy. The locks look in very good shape. And there is not a chimney or any sort of entrance exit that way. There are like wood-burning stoves to keep the rooms warm when it gets cold. But Cauldron is in a place that those would rarely ever get used. And the exhaust pipes are certainly not big enough for children to be pulled out of.
Jean would look at her and say, "Do you have a storage cellar?"
Yes? I suppose you want to see that.
May we?
Of course.
Did you tell Mick your dream last night too?
Yeah, I feel like at least Mick. I don't know about the other two yet, but
Yeah, at
She
least the guys. The bros.
she takes you downstairs into the cellar of the building. It is quite large, as it's a large building, and this is used to store dry foodstuffs and things like that for the orphanage. You can tell though that stocks are dwindling, and but nothing that seems familiar from your dream, if that's sort of where you were going.
more so he would be looking for like holes and like did somebody dig?
Nothing like that is found.
Got a couple questions for you, Gretchen, if I may.
Yes.
Are the flues on all the wood stoves always closed?
I would assume so. We haven't had a cold night here in Cauldron for some time.
I think he would have checked the flue in the on the stove when we were upstairs.
Yeah, all of that seems
Closed.
secure. You don't think there's any way that was used as the entrance or exit. Even using
He's seen people turn into smoke,
Yeah.
so he's not sure.
So, you think maybe they could have... Sure, they might have been able to magically get in those ways, but you don't... Like, how... They would have no way of getting the 4 children out that way.
Unless they changed them to smoke, too.
Yeah.
Follow-up question. Was there at any point... What might your... This might seem a bit personal. What's your evening routine like?
The children go to bed at a right hour, and then once everyone has, of course, washed behind their ears, brushed their teeth,
Incredibly important.
into bed. Once everyone is in, doors are locked, and then staff is free to have some time to themselves before they retire.
Who's got keys to the doors?
I do.
Are you the only one?
No, for safety reasons, obviously. Fire or something like that.
Indeed. Who are the other ones who hold keys?
She tells you that the teacher... Sorry, I've turned off the page with her name. The teacher,
Willow.
Yep. Willow and Neva both have keys as well.
Where are these locks? Or just to get into the building?
There's a lock. The rooms where the children sleep are both locked. Both locked at night. And
I'll just say the locks are the keys to finding them.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Are there any curtains in this
the
building?
keys to find them. I'll have you know, I spent a good deal on those locks.
Jean would
Who
pipe
did you
up.
purchase
Where'd you
these
spend-
locks from?
Yeah.
Mr. Gelv. Keegan Gelv. Of Gelv's Locks.
Does that spark anything?
They're...
Like maybe from Tug's client records or anything?
Or
You said
for me
Gelv?
growing up here.
Gelv, Ghelve.
G-H-E.
LVE. I will say that Maya, Gelv's Locks has been in business a very long time, and a good portion of the city would probably have Gelv's Locks. He is a gnome, and he is known for having excellent, high-quality locks. Even
This is where we go.
professes that
Yeah.
they are unpickable.
Yeah.
Would
Well,
I
good.
know for sure that they're unpickable?
You don't need
If I were to
Well,
tell you in
if
game
you've been
ter-
arrested, maybe.
If I would tell you in game terms, you know that Gelv's Locks, his good ones that he sells for a very high price, are upwards of DC 25, even DC 30 to break.
It's like whenever you come across a Gelv lock or a Gelv safe, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I see it. I see his stamp on it, and I go,
And,
I'm leaving.
and you know he's a gnome and does very good work.
Just
Jean
because
would chime in and ask Gretchen if and the ones that you gave keys, do they have them right now?
I assume so.
But
Let's
have
talk
you
to-
asked?
let's talk to them.
Okay. So she stops class and checks in with Willow. Yes, Willow has her keys, and you find Neva in her office,
counting, maybe cleaning syringes for shots and things like that. Neva also has her key on her.
Ugh.
What about
Time for those hepatitis C shots.
What about
The
Patch?
worst part of middle school.
Patch doesn't have keys. Well, he has keys for the rooms that he needs to get into, but not the keys for the children nor the the front doors or anything.
Now, final question. At any point, for you three ladies, at any point, could there have been a time that you may have not had any awareness of your keys?
They look to each other and they're like, I don't think so.
Can you recall at all times, do you wear them around your neck when you're sleeping? Like,
they basically have them in their rooms, but not on their person, but they are in their rooms.
and who can get into your rooms? And are they in the building?
I suppose Patch can. Patch has keys to all the interior doors, with the exception of the children's.
Mick will lean over to Lan and say,
Patch, the groundskeeper, the half-orc, has made himself scarce when I mentioned the Thieves Guild. I want to catch up with him. I'll be right back.
I think maybe following him quietly
Okay.
would be a good. But then we will also want to keep this lockkeeper as another place to invest.
Oh yeah, we'll go there next, but we don't
time
need
is
to
of the
overcrowd the
essence with
guy.
Pat.
Okay. So you find Patch back in the yard, and he's he is continuing trimming hedges and pulling weeds, but as you approach, he stands up to greet you, and you can tell he's nervous.
Oi, he's like, oh, you go smoke?
What?
You smoke?
No.
All right.
I don't make enough money to spend on tobacco or a pipe or anything like that. So did you find anything? A lead for the children, maybe?
Might. Got a few theories. Now,
he'll squat down amongst the flowers or whatever, or the grasses or whatever he's got going. What's the garden situation like back here?
It's not very much. It's not very much. The children have really tamped it down with all their playing out here. Mm-hmm. It's obvious this is where their playtime goes. But the edges, the small fence around the fenced-in area, there's a hedge to sort of reinforce that as a blockade, right? And that's what he's working on and pulling out grass that is grown too tall.
Pulling out weeds.
Yeah.
He crouches down next to him and he starts pulling weeds. And he crouches down very close to him, knee tucked to knee, basically.
Yep.
I don't want to make any assumptions, Patch. I think that we had a pretty decent getting on the right foot, if you'll catch my meaning here. I don't want to make any assumptions, but I noticed that you kind of made your leave when I mentioned a certain guild. Do you mind telling me what that's about? Don't need anyone else to know nothing, just me here. If it's not relevant,
is everyone
I don't need
else
to say
out in the yard while this is happening?
No, he would have gone alone.
Well, but other people have followed you
Lamb
out. I realize they're not up next to you, but are other people watching the exchange at least from a little bit of distance?
He only would have told Lan that he
Lan
was going
knows.
out.
Yeah, and Lan
Well,
said
we
he was
were
going
all
to follow.
together.
Yeah, he left. He's like, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on Patch, then I'd leave it, and I'm looking for curtains. You know what I mean? Just before we
Curtains,
even
just
left, are there weird tapestries in this place? And it might be right there. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay, so you're looking around for that. So Patch says to you, I didn't know. I don't want to lose my job. I can't lose my job.
I get it. Tell me
And
what happened.
I don't want anything bad to happen to those kids.
All right. It's
But-
just me here. But I need you to tell me what you know, mate.
I have
Those
this.
kids could
I
be
have
in
this
danger.
old. I have this old friend, Rivas. He's with the last laugh. So he comes to me, and he says he wants me to keep an eye on Tarum, and he's going to give me 50 gold. I made him swear to me that the boy wasn't going to be hurt or anything. And he's like, no. And we just need to know of his whereabouts and make sure that he's here at the orphanage. And I don't know. It has something to do with his parents.
Mikkel kind of like takes that in,
I've been watching
and then
him.
he kind of
I've been watching him for months. Tarum's
Yeah?
a good boy. I mean, he's a bit of a fighter. He's a scrapper.
is Tarum a human
Yes.
or a dwarf? Okay,
He's the Lord Mayor's bastard kid.
obviously, yeah, that's exactly where I'm going.
Yeah.
And Mikkel's, yeah, that's like where Mikkel went there too. He's like, he kind of smirks. He's like, all right.
Yeah, but you
that
don't
it?
know that. I didn't tell you that.
He's been in town for 3 days and his buddy's gone missing. He's gonna get a little bit of rumors from the rumor mill.
Yeah, but
Sorry,
you don't know that.
I won't make that assumption.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
But obviously he's made the connection that this kid is important for a reason. And usually people with money hire the Thieves Guild because he understands being hired for money.
He says. I don't want anything bad to happen to Tarum. But I mean, I need this job. I can't.
You haven't done anything wrong, mate.
I know, but Gretchen, she's a stern woman. If she finds out that I've been talking to the last laugh.
Well, that's the thing. You never know who the Thieves Guild is supposed to be. Isn't that the whole point?
I don't know. I'm not one of them. I just
Exactly.
50 gold is
How you
50
sp-
gold.
How are you supposed to know? That's all right, mate. He only asked you to keep an eye on the boy. Did he ever... Have you heard from him since then?
No.
No? Anybody take a keen interest in Tarum? Besides...
I don't think so.
Reeves? Been watching him.
Sure, but I mean, the boy's been here at school and playing with his friends and, you know, just being a boy.
Good.
But I haven't noticed anybody taking any special interest in him.
Alright. Thanks for the info, mate. Your secret's safe with me.
And he kind of like puts down a weed, and he reaches over and he like grasps Patch's kneecap very sternly.
Don't make me regret it. Alright?
Okay, all right.
Like he pats it.
Alright, mate. Maybe after I figure maybe figure this all out and meet you at the Drunken Morkov for a big pint.
Sure.
Right? Good.
And he'll like stand up, like kind of take a couple of steps back.
Right. Alright.
Then he looks over and his Lon's just like,
Yeah. Lon, you look behind every curtain. There are no tapestries in this place, but every curtain you can, nothing strange or out of place here.
Hey, no curtain left unturned.
No,
when he gets back to the party, he'll just say dead end.
you guys feel like you've done a good look over of the orphanage, and you certainly have Keegan Gelv, the locksmith's name too.
Yeah. that's what-
I want to walk outside with Mikkel and just anybody can come with me. I've got a, you know what I mean, the presence where I just complete dead end. You've got nothing.
Nothing relevant, I don't think, exactly, but
Okay,
interesting.
but this is Tim speaking. You didn't hear
Oh.
of Grievous? Or are you trying to keep that from us?
I think that he's being fairly transparent. He's not trying to actually keep things from you guys.
Are you going to tell us about Rebus?
Yes, he's not at the moment. He's not. He's just making a point to make it seem. He will talk about it later.
Okay.
Not relevant at the moment.
Okay.
I'm teaching the children a song with lots of bathroom humor in it.
Bathroom humor. No Dixon.
I feel like
boobs.
they're enjoying that.
No.
I feel like they're enjoying
They're
that.
children. Some of them are very small.
Before we leave, I think Mick will drop a couple of gold in Gretchen's purse.
Yep.
He'll give her a couple of gold.
She's very pleased by that. She's also keenly watching Lan to make sure Lan donates before leaving.
But it's not much, but it's what I got right now, man.
Okay.
I'll do a blessing of, Corellian for, you know what I mean,
Yep.
on the orphanage
Excellent.
as well.
She's
worth more than the gold I have.
happy to take that. I think that's as good a place as any to wrap it for tonight.
As we start off to
as you're
Gelb's Locks.
I assume we're going to Gelb's Locks next, which we'll get to next time. We will be back in 2 weeks. This is a bi-weekly game, so we'll be back at what would that make? September the 26th.
That would be the 26th.
Hey,
My mom's birthday.
Excellent.
your mom's
Isn't your-
birthday?
Hang on, let me check my phone here. I'm pretty sure someone else's birthday is pretty close.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Not
I
that
don't know
day,
what you're talking
but someone
What is
else's
that week?
birthday's on the 27th.
Yeah, I know a guy. So thanks so much. Anything you want to say before we head out there, Tim?
No, if we want to raid, we can pop either into.
I
depends
will need you. I don't have permission
Yeah, I
to
can
send
do that.
raid,
Yeah,
so
I
I
can
will
do
need
that.
you
if,
to
if
send the raid.
anybody's still around, no. Thanks so much for the donations. We got a Sunday game. Let's see. We're back in Svardburg this Sunday, where we're completely out of spell slots and we're trapped in an ice cave. It should be kind of sporty.
Oh, shoot.
Wait, did you say Svalbard?
I remember
Yeah.
that place.
Wait, did you say Svalbard? Oh, Svalbard. Because Svalbard is like a place where you legally have to walk around outside with a gun because there's polar bears.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I mean, there's frost giants, maybe, right? So a gun wouldn't
there
hurt.
is tons.
D&D
A gun
equivalent.
wouldn't hurt. Okay,
There's a D&D equivalent of a gun.
Tim, rate us out, and we'll see.
I'm trying to see if I can. You used to be able to do it from the phone, so I'm gonna try to see if I can.
Sure, you tell me when it launches.
/raid.
I think that was a pretty
is that what
good
it is?
first session. It wasn't very.
Yeah.
Might not have been action packed, but I thought everybody did a good job of introducing.
What do you
the
mean? We
characters.
set a building on fire.
Yeah, that's true. That's
That is
true.
true.
Here, I'll raid from the actual thing.
Jean
Everybody just
scared
keep
a lady in her nightie.
I'm gonna take us then to the closing screen, and we'll raid out. Stick around for raid; it gets you bonus points, and we'll see everybody for this game in 2 weeks. But like Tim said, we're back on Stronghold Sunday, and then next Wednesday.
I love everybody in this party.
It'll
I
be a
hope you
good
all know
time.
that.
Enjoy. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.